wild day. It was probably one of the weirdest ones. I think the only other day that was this weird was the Japanese flash crash in August 24, but you actually had something going on. Today, bro, the video is great. It started off good. I mean, go back to how we started the video. We were talking about head on a swivel, you know, maybe the sell-off in the first hour or a run. We thought you were going to be able to double dip, but then, dog, there was news from the sedition stuff. Trump was commenting on it. 30 companies got hit with like a ransomware attack, some big ones. Then they gave an update on the GDP and when they were the BEA or whatever, the Bureau Economic Analysis, something like that. They said they're going to delay the GDP, and then like one thing led to another, bro. Very weird day. And we were just talking about it. Sadly, I think the puts or the calls are going to go up less as we bounce, but then yeah, it got oddly volatile because the dollar is break even right now. Gold didn't even liquidate. It's only down a quarter, and Bitcoin got hit on the head, and that was just like it's been doing all week. But a very wild day, man. But I would continue to look ahead, and I don't think this is your biggest battle, because how the premiums move and leading into tomorrow and even next week, I think that is going to be a little bit more important. So I hope you guys are locked and loaded. I hope you are prepared. But now we're going to talk about the Lord and life. I know some people might not like that. Oh, I forgot to post them the link. My bad. Oh, no, I gave them the wrong link. Oh, I'm a fool. Is that no, that's the right link. That's the right link. So I hope they got it. But either way, it's time for Philo. Let me play you a track, and then we'll see. I don't know. I kind of want to hear Caroline Levitt before we start. We haven't heard her in a while, and I just want to see how deep this whole sedition thing goes. So yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. But God bless you, man. God bless America, and get ready. Get ready. Da 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 da. I'm in a call. Oh yeah, she's not live yet. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a call, baby. Aye. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah. It's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours. It's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god. Then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear, oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen. how are you not relaxed with this music in the background? Y'all need to chill, dog. Chill. People are tripping on this. I think half of it's the sedition thing. I hate this, bro. Because then you have people like, oh my gosh, Trump said death penalty. But then I'm like, do you not realize how crazy it is to try to convince the military to fucking revolt? Like, are we not on? That's why, like, we are not on the same page. The room is packed today. This is how you know Wall Street and Washington is so corrupt. Look how packed the room is today, bitch. Why? Because they all be, you know damn well they trying to poly market it. They trying to long term. They trying to everything it, dog. So yeah, no, I wasn't muted. I just wanted you guys to listen to the music for a little. With no music. That's crazy, dog. So yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of want to wait. I'll give her a couple minutes, but because I do want to hear that's going to be drama. That's the drama. That's part of the drama. The sedition thing was before we started going down. Remember, we were talking about it, but then now mix in the hacks and everything. But yeah. It's done. Actually, I could give you something here. I think I know how we could start this. Because I actually had some clips for you. So what I'm going to do is we'll begin Philo, and then we'll pause it when she comes out. Because I have 2 clips I wanted to show you. That wasn't me talking. So... We'll give him a second. You guys, now you need to get energized. It's a call, baby. Feels like it's gonna be a good day. Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that. That's ours, why wait? Be great, that's that. No way, we changed, what's the plan? That's that. Out my way, that's the play. New game, that's that. Can't believe they missed it on my kindness. I can't believe they forsake all the guidance. I can't believe they couldn't see the timing. Father, think we should remind us. I'm free, no strings, no chains, that's that. One God, one king, one way, that's that. Sovereign, supreme, what you know about that? One thing before you leave, please don't come back. Never needed, then you needed Jesus. I'd rather have no friends than hang with demons. Your brother gonna show up when he needed, but can the two still walk with that agreement? Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that. That's ours, why wait? Be great, that's that. No way, we change, what's the plan? That's that. Out my way, that's the play. New game, that's that. Wanna gamble, that's a game for the gods. What's the matter? Thought you knew about the laws. Father. Oh, so you got a couple names running. Alrighty. Oh, Chattatonia. I hope your day's going good. This is a wild one, and I still think there's more. There's more to go. That's the fun part. So yeah, and even continuing along, you could go to the beginning of the video. I kind of recapped why we moved like this, but yeah, you're gonna have to sit through Oh, why did she come on right when I do the clap in? Oh, go back in. She said Philo about to start. How you gonna open the big ass blue door? That's a big ass door. I never noticed. It looked like the normal width of a normal door, but it's hella tall. And then she pop out and then pop back in. Come on, Caroline. Oh. Well, I was going to play. Let me see if I have time. I'm going to play you one clip real quick. I got a good Philo, but I did have clips today because I wanted to show you something. But, you know, I got another one from the guy, Mr. Dorsey Savage. You know, I told you, I like him. You know, and that's not too. I don't know. I have other clips from other people. I kind of like curating it for you because I don't know. I like the truth, but I don't like following man. And I don't think you guys should follow me. I hope you guys should follow something that's good and form your own opinions. Yeah, this is the guy who made the sassy video. So here, let me show you this one. Because she's going to step out any second. But here's the clip. I think it's a very good one. So pay attention.
And named William Seymour to begin to pray from. In the late 1800s, God instructed a man named William Seymour to begin to pray from 5 to 8 hours a day. This regimen of prayer started the Azusa Street revival and basically modern Pentecostalism. He was doing this consistently for about 2 years. There was another man named John G. Lakes who started one of the biggest healing revivals in American history. He lost 5 family members, immediate family members, to typhoid fever before his soul finally reached out to pray and get an answer from God about healing. Now, there were many people who studied and learned up under him, and they got their gifting and accredit their gifting directly to John G. Lakes. But John G. Lakes accredits it to the 5 people that he lost. Kenneth Hagin has a similar story. He got his healing while he was sick on a...
Who's this?
She'll take questions and I'll take questions from you as well. First off, yesterday, First Lady Melania Trump and Second Lady Usha Vance traveled to Marine Corps Air Station New River and Camp Lejeune in North Carolina, where they spent the day meeting with students, educators, military families, and United States Marines. Both the First Lady and Second Lady were grateful for the warm welcome and remain deeply committed to supporting military families and the communities that serve our great nation. May God bless all of them. In economic news, the September jobs report showed the American economy remains strong, with 119,000 new jobs added, more than double.
I feel like I haven't watched her in a while, but she's kind of stressing.
These gains came after the summer passage of President Trump's historic tax cuts and multiple big trade deals with countries around the world. In particular, construction jobs surged by 19,000 in September, the largest monthly gain in a year. Nearly all of this solid monthly job growth came from the private sector and went to Americans rather than foreign-born workers,
Lisa McMahon
the opposite of what we saw under the previous administration. Inflation also remains under control, and wages are up by 3.8% over the year for American workers because of President Trump's pro-growth policies. In fact, real wages are on pace to increase roughly $1,200 for the average worker this year under President Trump. This is a complete reversal of the failed Biden era, when we saw inflation skyrocket to 9%, causing private sector workers to see their wages decline by approximately $3,000. We know that Americans are still hurting from the 4-decade high inflation caused by Joe Biden and the Democrats. But President Trump is making significant progress to fix this, and he will not stop working until he solves it. As the president recently stated, he is never satisfied. For example, President Trump's policies are working to make Americans' Thanksgiving more affordable this year, from their commute to the dinner table. Nearly 100 million Americans are expected to drive next week to spend time with loved ones for the holiday. And thanks to President Trump's drill baby drill agenda, the national average price of a gallon of gas on Thanksgiving Day is projected to be at the cheapest price since the COVID pandemic in 2021. President Trump is bringing down gas prices and providing significant savings to American families at the pump. And again, we expect those prices to continue to decline. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation's annual survey, cooking Thanksgiving dinner will also cost less this year than it did last year and is down about 5%
Come on, talk about the
overall.
sedition.
The average price for a staple of the meal, a 16-pound frozen turkey, is down more than 16% from last year, which will provide critical savings for families in their budgets. President Trump's entire economic agenda is aimed at putting more money back into the pockets of hardworking Americans. That's why he signed the largest middle tax cuts in history into law, from no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, to no tax on Social Security. And according to a new study from Piper Sandler, which is out this week, tax filers can expect an extra $1,000 bump to their tax refund next year, and what could be a record-breaking tax refund season. So there is more good news to come. We know these refunds will make a huge difference for Americans to help pay down their bills and use towards life's expenses. In other news this week, President Trump took a significant step toward delivering on a core campaign promise to finally close the Department of Education. To shrink the bloated federal bureaucracy, the Department of Education just entered into new interagency agreements with 4 agencies: the Departments of Labor, Interior, Health and Human Services, and State. These agencies will now ensure the delivery of legally required programs while also refocusing them to better serve students. This common sense action brings the Trump administration much closer to finally returning education where it belongs, at the state and local level, not in Washington, D.C. The Democrats' reckless 43-day government shutdown did manage to do one valuable thing. It proved that America does not need a federal Department of Education. During the longest shutdown in history, the Department of Education furloughed 90% of its staff, and America's education system was not impacted whatsoever. Schools stayed fully open across the country. Students attended class and received normal in-person instruction, and our wonderful teachers received their paychecks uninterrupted. The Democrats' government shutdown made it painfully obvious that American families do not need the Department of Education. Since its creation in 1979 during the Carter administration, the Department of Ed has spent over $3 trillion taxpayer dollars without improving student achievement. Despite peer pupil spending having increased by more than 245% since the 1970s, math and reading scores are down in public schools. In fact, the most recent Nation's Report Card from 2024 showed that 13-year-olds' math scores are the lowest they've been in decades, and their reading scores are the lowest since testing
They
began
thought sedition
more
was
than
a
30
type
years
of weed.
ago. It's clear that throwing more money
They're like,
at
nah,
a
I
broken
smoke
system
indica,
does
not
work. And
sedition.
that's why President Trump
What you mean sedition,
appointed
Josh?
the amazing
Why would
leader
that be
behind
against
me,
the
our
law? It's
Secretary of
legal.
Education, Linda McMahon, who
Oh
is
my
making
God.
these monumental
That's-
changes at the
I'm
direction
on
of the president.
sedition.
We're very grateful to have you
What
here
are you-
today to talk about these changes and then
Fuck, man.
take some questions. Hopefully folks in this room will have some questions on the very important topic of education. So please, Mrs. Secretary.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Caroline. It's really a pleasure to be here with you today, and thank all of you for being here as well. My purpose here is to speak directly to the American families, not just you, but to the American families, about the work this administration is doing in education to reverse our national decline with a hard reset of our educational system. That reset was a top campaign promise from President Trump to send education back to the states and end Washington's micromanagement of education once and for all. This week we took the most decisive steps thus far to make good on this promise to you. We have linked 6 groundbreaking partnerships with other federal agencies to delegate education department programs that are redundant with existing programs at Labor, State, Interior, and HHS. These interagency agreements to cut our own bureaucratic bloat are a key step in our efforts to shift educational authority from Washington, D.C. to your state education agency, your local superintendent, your local school board, entities that are accountable to you, and we encourage parents to always be involved. Cutting federal bureaucracy is never a popular move among D.C. insiders. A chorus of anti-Trump voices have come out of the woodwork to complain that we are defunding education, harming students, or acting without a plan. This could not be further from the truth. The majority of Americans across the country handed to President Trump the popular vote precisely because they have seen the brokenness of a top-down education system run by the federal government. They're painfully aware that only 3 out of 10 students can read proficiently at their grade level. They know that college students are collectively $1.7 trillion in debt, and less than half of college graduates get a job that actually uses the degree which they studied so hard to get. They see more teachers than ever before leaving the profession due to burnout, over-regulation, and lack of autonomy in the classroom. Anti-Trump voices are stirring up fear that returning education to the states is a draconian action. When Americans hear that we are shutting down the department, but given no other details, 51% oppose it. But when those same Americans are informed of our plans to preserve important elements of our work in other federal agencies and to maintain the K-12 funding that is distributed to the states, that number flips to an even greater majority at 56%. They support returning education to the states and breaking up the bureaucracy. That's because the Department of Education is a pass-through entity. It doesn't educate a single student. The money it sends to states for education can be sent directly without waste. The Democrats' government shutdown proved that without a doubt, and I'll reiterate what you said, that the Department of Education was not necessary during the shutdown. Now, this is what I've seen already on my 50-state tour that I've embarked on. Educators are innovating in their schools. States are customizing their budgets and standards, and post-secondary institutions are planning for the economy of the future. But we're not leading them. They are informing us. That's why our final mission as a department.
Dog, if that was Vince McMahon's daughter, what the fuck?
To carry the torch.
She's like 90 years old, dog. That's his ex-wife.
It should be overseen locally by those who best know local needs. We're not ending federal support for
80 the new
education.
20.
We are ending federal micromanagement and paving the way for education renewal through state reforms like school choice, the science of reading, and restoring the right priorities in higher education. President Trump promised to send education back to the states, and we're keeping that promise. America's next generation will look back on the work we've carried out, thankful for an education system that prioritizes students over bureaucracy. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Secretary, and we'll take some questions for the Secretary if you have them. Elizabeth, why don't you start?
Thank you for joining us. You announced the partnership to move some functions of the Education Department to other agencies. Are you talking to members of Congress about codifying this so that it lasts beyond the administration?
Yes, we started our conversation, and thanks very much for asking that, because there have been some reports that Congress is in the dark on this. That's clearly not true. We've been talking to, I've talked to dozens of members of Congress to explain to them exactly what we're doing, to bring them up to speed, and to say to them, look, when we have completed some of these transfers that are working incredibly well, then we will be looking to Congress to codify those, make them permanent.
Brian.
Thank you. Secretary McMahon, what is the update on the negotiations with Harvard? I know the president has publicly pointed to you as somebody who's worked on that. I think you've talked about that at length, but I'd like to understand where are things with those negotiations with Harvard at this time?
They're ongoing negotiations, and I feel very comfortable that we are getting close to having those negotiations finalized. It's been open door conversation all along.
Deanna?
Hello, Mrs. Secretary. The President recently posted about establishing a federal standard for AI. Do you know if the administration has a view on the use of AI for students in schools? And Caroline, do you know if the President personally uses AI?
I don't think so.
You can handle
I've
that
never
one.
witnessed it, so I can't attest to that.
Well, I do think AI is going to need guardrails, but I have witnessed AI firsthand. I was at the Alpha School in Austin, Texas, and the first 2 hours of every day in that school, students are learning through AI. They have
I'm
their
glad
headsets
y'all
on,
brought
they're in
that,
front
because
of
I've
their
been
screens,
thinking,
and
I've been
AI is
waiting
really
for an
acting as
opportunity
like
to make
an
a Stone
individual
Cold
tutor for
Steve
those
Austin
students,
joke.
allowing those students that can progress
I feel,
faster
bro.
to do that.
Somebody
Those
need to
who need
open up a
little
can of
catch-up,
whoop ass.
refeeds information to them, and
feel
so
heavy.
after those 2 hours of learning, the basics of what they're doing in their curriculum that day, then they spend the rest of the day, they have good recess and all of that time, but then they spend the rest of the day in what are called life skills, and they're actually using
Manufacturing
the information that they learned
iPhones.
this morning.
What?
So
No.
I've seen some
It's a
AI
diesel
in action
engine. You're
that
gonna
is
pick it
really
apart.
proving quite beneficial.
I'd rather be confused on my gender.
Caroline, Secretary McMahon, as the Education Department continues to pare down,
Everybody
can you
hates
talk
me?
about
Oh.
taxpayer services
All right.
like charter school grants and how the department will continue to assist kids with special needs?
Well, we are going to make sure that there's no interruption in getting that grant money out the door. I mean, that money is, it comes from Congress, it's appropriated by Congress, and we legally are obligated to do that. And the transitions we're starting to make, our first programs that went over to the Department of Labor, that was a few weeks ago. We actually signed the first interagency agreement, which we accomplished under the authority of the Economy Act. We transferred grants for WIOA and for the Perkins Act. And the really good news is that the Department of Labor has a much more sophisticated
coming back
system,
now.
technology system
Broadcom still
and grant fulfilling system than the Department of Education does. As a matter of fact,
Everything's correlated.
Our
That's how you
executive,
know it's
manager
kinda-
that went over with that
They're all
group
moving
over
together.
to labor said he would compare what the labor system is to education's like held together by bubble gum that is not connected to any other part. So we were able to get those grants out the door more smoothly, and states have actually better access for those systems than they do at the Department of Education. So that's a real bonus.
Take a couple more. Carrie, go ahead.
As far as the diversity, equity, and inclusion new regulations that came out from the administrations, a lot of schools, whether high school or even higher
We're really not going to talk about a coup in. Are you serious?
New administration policies, even apparently according to a new report.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Rick.
As far as there's been a
Speak
new
up.
report from the administration saying that half of
Use your
medical schools
diaphragm,
are
Jess.
defying the administration when it comes to DEI policies. What type of action will the administration take for these schools that are defying the new DEI policies?
Well, certainly the president has been very clear, and the Department of Education has taken measures to make sure that as schools are developing, their policies, or if they have open DEI offices, they're closed, or DEI regulations and rules are stripped, from their programs, and so that will continue.
Great. We'll take one more. Go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. Secretary McMahon, my question is, since you said 3 out of 10 students are literate with regard to their reading capacity, would now the states help to improve those numbers since you have gone back to the states?
Well, what we are finding, that the states that are making great progress, it's through their own innovation. It's not coming from the Department of Education. I think the Department of Education is really misunderstood about what our function is. We don't teach one student. We have nothing to do with the curriculum that are in any states. We are a pass-through pathway from money that's appropriated by Congress to get to the states. But what we have seen in those states that have taken that initiative, and they are embracing the science of reading and returning that into their school programs. Louisiana has done it. Mississippi, they call it the Mississippi Miracle, because they were I think bottom or next to last in reading proficiency in Mississippi, and now they're like middle of the pack, which has been a really big jump. Florida has, Iowa has, Tennessee. So, but these are innovations that are done at the state level. This is not anything we're dictating, and that's why I'm saying returning education to the states where they really are already leading in their education endeavors, and 90% of their budget they provide. The federal government only provides 8 to 10% of the budget for education, so let's make sure that grant money that's coming from the federal government is getting in their hands as efficiently as possible and getting to students. We don't want teachers having to spend their time and money in regulatory compliance. There was one superintendent chief who said to me that they had done some calculation in their state, and that for every dollar that went into the classroom in a grant, 47 cents was spent in regulatory compliance. So let's get the money into the hands of our students and our teachers. Let's raise the level of education. The other thing I'll do, and I'll quickly wrap up for you, is this 50-state tour that I have embarked on. We've done about 14 states. We've shut down a little bit during the shutdown. But what I am doing is visiting different kinds of schools, grammar schools, middle schools, high schools, micro schools, private schools, charter schools, the whole gambit. And in the end, my goal will be, as we step away and fully deliver education back to the states, is to provide them with a best practices toolkit of all of the things that I have seen around the country to say, hey, this is working. Check with these superintendents, check with these governors. And you know what I found a little bit is governors are a little competitive, so it's kind of nice to give some of these best practices out there. It'll work because it's already working. If we leave it with the people who are closest to the students, the president believes, as do I, the best education is that's closest to the child, and parents' involvement is critical to the success.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Linda.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your coming
All right.
today. Thanks for your great work.
Whoop.
And
Thank you all very much.
a busy lady, so we'll let her
Come
get
on.
back to work. All right. Thank you again. Well, let's get to it. You guys were so calm with her. I wish you were that calm with me. We'll kick off with our new media seat, as always. Javier, why don't you start us off, and then we'll get to the rest of the room. Go ahead.
How do you feel is the punishment for
Javier
sedition?
Negre. I'm from Spain. I'm the owner of the biggest media platform in Hispanic politics, with brands like La Derecha Diario, Ida TV, or UH+ or Vicegrad in Spanish. And I'm happy to be here. Thanks for supporting the new media, also in the Hispanic community. We try to fight against medias like Telemundo, Univision, CNN, or NBC News that are spreading fake news and attacking the ICE operations. We will premiere this Sunday the Real America's Voice, the Rainy Show, the first Hispanic show against communism and woke culture that is promoted by people like George Soros to bring communism all over the world, like happened in New York. I have two questions for you, if you don't mind. In Mexico, the young people is protesting against President Sheinbaum. They think she's doing nothing against the cartels. Sheinbaum used the police to attack them, young people, kids, girls, and she's attacking journalists like me in a country where 150
Get back
journalists
to the wall.
have been killed in the past years. The USA legacy media is attacking President Trump for his comments about the fake news media, while they are not publishing anything about the murders of journalists in Mexico.
Amen.
Why do you think they stay silent about the murders of journalists in Mexico and the
Going
attacks to
against the
businessmen
cartel.
like Ricardo Salinas? And my second question is, Trump said he has a plan for the narco state of Venezuela. Does he have a plan for Mexico where, according to Stephen Miller, the cartels are controlling governments and territories?
Sure. Well, thank you, Javier, for the question, and thank you again for being here. We're proud to have new media voices in the briefing room. As for President Sheinbaum and the president's relationship with Mexico, I will tell you that we have seen historic strides from President Sheinbaum and her administration in Mexico when it comes to cracking down on the cartels. They have been incredibly cooperative with the president's efforts at our southern border to crack down on illegal immigration and also the illegal trafficking of drugs at the southern border. Now the president is very interested in taking additional measures against the drug cartels. He's been very clear about that. He's spoken about it, and this is a promise that he made to the American public. And so his national security team is discussing these options all of the time. And on the campaign trail, the president promised to take on the cartels. He has taken unprecedented action to do so, and he has left additional options at his disposal on the table. So those are only decisions that the president can make. Thank you.
What about the silence of the legacy media about the murders of journalists in Mexico? 150 journalists have been killed in the past years.
Yeah, well, it's certainly something I wish the media would report on more, and it's something that this administration absolutely condemns. I can't speak for the media, but I can speak for the president. That's not something he wants to see. Thank you. Sure.
Thank you, Caroline.
Hi.
Is there anything that Mayor-elect Mamdani could say tomorrow that would ease the president's concerns about his future leadership in New York?
Look, I don't want to speak for the president or get ahead of this meeting that we are currently working on tomorrow. As you saw, the president put out a statement tomorrow that the mayor-elect will be coming to the Oval Office, and so our teams are arranging those details. I won't get into the president's thinking on it. I think you'll all hear from him directly. I also think I will just add, it speaks volumes that tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House because that's who the Democrat Party elected as the mayor of the largest city in the country. I think it's very telling, but I also think it speaks to the fact that President Trump is willing to meet with anyone and talk to anyone and to try to do what's right on behalf of the American people, whether they live in blue states or red states or blue cities, in a city that's becoming much more left than I think this president ever anticipated in his many years of living in New York himself. Nancy.
Thanks, Caroline. This morning, President Trump accused 6 Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death. Just to be clear, does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. Let's be clear about what the president is responding to, because many in this room want to talk about the president's response, but not what brought the president to responding in this way. You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members of the United States military, to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders. The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting killed. It can lead to chaos. And that's what these members of Congress who swore an oath to abide by the Constitution are essentially encouraging. We have 1.3 active duty service members in this country. And if they hear this radical message from sitting members of Congress, that could inspire chaos, and it could incite violence, and it certainly could disrupt the chain of command. These three members of Congress, I will also add, knew exactly what they were doing. You look at Alyssa Slotkin. She's a former member of the CIA. Mark Kelly was a captain in the U.S. Navy. Maggie Goodlander was a naval officer, and notably, she is also the wife of Joe Biden's national security former advisor, Jake Sullivan. And so these members knew what they were doing. They were leading into their credentials as former members of our military, as veterans, as former members of the national security apparatus to signal to people serving under this commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, that you can defy him and you can betray your oath of office. That is a very, very dangerous message, and it perhaps is punishable by law. I'm not a lawyer. I'll leave that to the Department of Justice and the Department of War to decide.
But the president has frequently, but Caroline, can I just follow up? The president and the vice president, for that matter, have accused the other side of encouraging political violence. Isn't that exactly what the president is doing when he says that members of Congress should be killed?
Why aren't you talking about what these members of Congress are doing to encourage and incite violence? They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain of command, not to follow
both
lawful
of it is just
orders.
extreme.
Every single
can refuse an illegal order, which
but
is
they're suggesting, Nancy, that the president has given
why this
illegal
is such
orders,
a weird
which he
topic,
has not.
Ron.
Every single order that is
extreme on
given
both
to this
ends,
United
'cause,
States
like,
military by this
you don't want to say
commander-in-chief
that, but then
and
it's
through
like,
this chain of
usually
command
people
to the
don't
Secretary of War
try to
is
get the
lawful.
military
And the courts
to
have
flip.
proven that. This administration
Unless you live
has
in
an
fucking
unparalleled
Turkey
record at
in
the Supreme Court
2016,
because we
2018?
are following the laws. We don't defy court orders. We do things by the books. And to suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do. And they should be held accountable, and that's what the president wants to see. Phil.
Thank you. Ambassador Mike Huckabee had a meeting with Jonathan Pollard, a former U.S. citizen who was convicted and spent 3 decades in jail for selling state secrets to Israel. Did the White House know that that meeting was going to happen? Does the administration condone it?
The White House was not aware of that meeting, but the president stands by our ambassador, Mike Huckabee, and all that he's doing for the United States and Israel.
You said that the president was going to do what was right for U.S. citizens, regardless of whether they lived
I don't know if that hit
or
a
red
new low.
states. I'm curious if there's any chance in tomorrow's meeting with Mayor-elect Mamdani.
Again, I mean,
that
think
he will
about
be
it.
able to
As the
convince
topic's
president
coming up,
to
we're into the low, but it was already
abandon that
leading
promise
there.
to cut off federal funding.
Everything,
to
it's all
New York City.
correlated
Phil,
equal
we'll
weight.
see
You're
how
at
the meeting goes
1-4
tomorrow,
now.
and
You
I'll
have
let the
moved
president
about
speak for
4%
himself.
top to bottom. There is the break.
When he called reporter Piggy.
Look, the
video is actually not going down there. It's lagging behind, but yeah, they're all going. Panic plays have gone as well, too.
You've all experienced it yourselves, and I think it's one of the many reasons that the American people reelected this president, because of his frankness. And he calls out fake news when he sees it. He gets frustrated with
See,
reporters
now that's
when
going to
you
fuck up the
lie
calls
about
even
him,
more.
when you spread fake news about him and his administration. But he also is the
Again,
most transparent
they even
president
fucked up
in
the
history,
puts,
and
but
he
the
gives
panic
all
plays
of
are
you in
still
this room,
working.
as you all know,
But yeah, it's going to be
unprecedented
difficult.
access.
Remember, this
You
is
are
just
in the
part
Oval
1, you
Office
guys.
almost every day asking the president questions. And so I think the president being frank and open and honest to your faces rather than hiding behind your backs is frankly a lot more respectful than what you saw in the last administration, where you had a president who lied to your face and then didn't speak to you for weeks and hid upstairs and didn't take your questions. So I think everyone in this room should appreciate the frankness and the openness that you get from President Trump on a near daily basis.
And
Go ahead.
As a follow-up,
Yes.
The Washington Post just reported that the Coast Guard has
I'm
stopped
calling on
considering-
Bloomberg. Go ahead.
Caroline,
Thank you.
thank you. 2 questions for you. The New York Times is reporting that the administration is now sending a U.S. official to the G20. They are sending Mark Dillard. Can you confirm if that is true, and then also explain the shift in?
Oh, you were in Turkey when that happened? That's
I'd be happy
crazy.
to explain because there is not a shift.
And yeah, I mean, most
The United
reasonable
States is
people
not
would not disobey
participating
an
in
order,
official
but
talks at the G20
it just, again,
in
not
South
many
Africa.
times do you
I saw
have-
the South African
She
president
explained
running
the
his mouth a
credentials.
little
You don't
bit
have
against the
people
United
telling you to
States
do
and the
that.
president of the United
And,
States
we
earlier
live in a
today,
very
and that
divisive
language is not
country right now.
appreciated
It's like,
by the president or his team.
I know military people that really don't like
ambassador
Trump.
or the
So it's like,
representative
that's
of the
not
embassy in
it's
South
not a
Africa
good message
is
to
simply
send.
there to recognize that the United States will be the host of the G20. They are receiving that send-off at the end of the event. They are not there to participate in official talks, despite what the South African president is falsely claiming.
On Ukraine, there have been reports that President Zelensky said, he's looking to look at the plan, that there's been reports about the Trump administration proposing a plan. Can you just give an update on where Russia-Ukraine stands, and does the president plan to speak with Zelensky anytime soon, or when can you expect that?
So I'm happy to provide an update. I've seen quite a bit of reporting on the latest with Russia, Ukraine, so let me clarify and give you guys the truth on where it currently stands. President Trump has made it very clear since day one, and even on the campaign trail, that he wants to see this war come to an end. He has grown increasingly frustrated with both sides of this war, Russia and Ukraine alike, for their refusal to commit to a peace agreement. But nevertheless, the president and his national security team are steadfast in seeing this war come to an end, to end the killing and deliver on the president's promise. Special Envoy Witkoff, Marco Rubio, have been working on a plan quietly for about the last month. They've been engaging with both sides, Russia and Ukraine, equally to understand what these countries would commit to in order to see a lasting and durable peace. That's how you get to a peace negotiation, right? That's how it worked with Israel, with respect to Israel and Gaza and all of the Arab countries in the Middle East. That's how we accomplished that historic agreement, which the UN, by the way, voted to commit to and accept this week, which was a huge monumental moment. So they have been engaged with both sides, and these talks are continuing. As always, I'm not going to litigate the details of this plan as it's ongoing and it's in flux, but the president supports this plan. It's a good plan for both Russia and Ukraine, and we believe that it should be acceptable to both sides, and we're working very hard to get it done. And I'll also add, I know Secretary Driscoll did meet with President Zelensky today. We spoke with him. He was very optimistic following that meeting. And so, again, we are having good conversations with both sides with respect to ending this war. Sure. Go ahead.
On Ukraine, you said this is a good plan. So according to our sources, this proposal demands major concessions from Ukraine and doesn't demand much from Russia. So was Russia involved in drafting
Your
this?
understanding is wrong. Have you read the full plan? You haven't.
Sources said.
Yes.
So if you can give details, maybe.
You've read reporting from one side of the war, and so I want you to understand that the administration has talked equally with both sides. You have seen President Trump engage directly with both President Putin and President Zelensky. Likewise, his national security team has as well. In fact, Special Envoy Witkoff and Secretary Rubio met with some of the Ukrainians just in the past week to discuss this very plan. And so just like you saw with respect to Israel and Gaza, we are hearing out both sides of this war to understand what can you commit to end the war. And that's ultimately how we are going to get to an agreeable solution. That's what the president has directed of his team. I know there's a lot of criticism out there and a lot of doubters, but I would just remind you of the historic success that this president and his team accomplished in the Middle East. We believe that is possible with Russia and Ukraine, and we're hoping and working very hard to achieve that. Stephen.
Could you provide a little more context on what to expect tomorrow?
Bro, it's
with
picking
Montgomery
up
meeting?
all
Will it be
sides.
in
I mean,
the Oval
again,
Office, or
yeah,
is it
panic
going to
plays,
be
they actually
open,
went up
at
like
least partially
30
to
on
the
some of
press?
them.
I don't
that's
have any
it. I
more
mean, it's
details to read out for
just
you
a matter
on
of
the
when this
meeting
stops.
quite yet, Stephen. I know it's of great interest to you in the New York Post, but
Is Bitcoin still
we'll
getting
keep,
clogged?
maybe
Check
if it
dollar
opens,
and
we can commit to letting you in.
gold. They're still not moving.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you,
China's
Caroline.
getting flushed.
It came up yesterday during a confirmation hearing for the president's pick to lead the CFTC that the CFTC currently has 0 Democrat commissioners, whereas usually it's had 2 or more. Does the president plan to appoint Democrats to financial regulators like the CFTC and SEC, or does the president feel that there shouldn't be Democrat leadership at those agencies, consistent with the administration's move earlier this year to remove Democrats from the FTC and other agencies?
I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't spoken to the president about the CFTC in quite some time, but I'm happy to check in with our presidential personnel office and see if there's
more
any updates
VIX
that we
again.
can provide you there.
Fully gassed on the low ticker there for a second, but the 30-second, 1 minute.
Fox News,
I mean, again, last
President
5
Trump
minutes
said
have
that,
been going
we've
down.
had a lot of
Watch
problems
if bonds,
with
but
French.
again, back to
How
gold
would
and
you
dollar. If
describe
you
the
get that
current
moving,
relationship between
it's
France and the
different,
US?
but
Look,
we're still continuing the
relationship
downside.
remains very strong. President Trump speaks quite frequently with Emmanuel Macron. I think they have a good working relationship, but the president is not shy to point out when he has disagreements with world leaders as well, and he's done that with respect to Mr. Macron as well. Deanna, go ahead.
Caroline, there are reports that Qatar is acting as a mediator in the Ukraine peace process. Can you confirm that, and why did the president choose that country?
I'm not going to get into further details other than what I previously shared, which I think was quite a bit of information. Brian?
Thank you, Carolyn. 2 questions. We were talking about earlier in this briefing about the president's orders. You were going back and forth about what the ad said and what it didn't say. My first question is
the ad,
the advertisement that the Senate Democrats were featured in. So the first question is, no matter what the order is, it could be to any administration official, military or otherwise, no matter if legal experts might think it's illegal, does the president expect those cabinet members, administration officials to go ahead with those orders regardless of any outside thinking or experts?
The president expects his cabinet officials and the administration to follow the law and to demand accountability and hold people accountable for their dangerous rhetoric. And I would just add that if this were Republican members of Congress who were encouraging members of the military and members of our United States government to defy orders from the president and from the chain of command, this entire room would be up in arms. But instead, it is the other way around, and I think that's quite telling. I'm going to let you all go because the president, excuse me, I appreciate the encouragement this afternoon, but President Trump is about to meet in minutes with Israeli hostages who this administration freed, and so I'm going to go up to that meeting, and you will hear more about that later. Thank you.
Misquoted Democrats in that video. That's actually not what they said.
Awkward. So yeah, bro, that's a weird one. That's very weird. All right, is that the right one? Yeah, just get rid of the. I'm closing some of the panic plays, and then I still have some of those calls. But yeah, take some off the table. That wasn't too bad. But yeah, dude, it's weird. I think it's all weird. It's not. It's just that's it, bro. Like, enough of this bullshit, dude. Like on both sides, it's just like you can't say shit and be like, "Oh my gosh, oh my god," but then they're like, they keep taking it like further and further on every single side. Oh, I need to mute that again. But Chad, it's Philo time. So we got a little delay. That's all I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear the sedition part of it. So, you know, I think right as it got heated there, they said no. So we'll see where it leads. But yeah, so let me finish that clip. I'm gonna have to restart it for you. So again, this is Mr. Dorsey Savage, and then we'll get into what I have
for you. In the late
you.
1800s, God instructed a man named William Seymour to begin to pray from 5 to 8 hours a day. This regimen of prayer started the Azusa Street revival and basically modern Pentecostalism. He was doing this consistently for about 2 years. There was another man named John G. Lakes who started one of the biggest healing revivals in American history. He lost 5 family members, immediate family members, to typhoid fever before his soul finally reached out to pray and get an answer from God about healing. Now, there were many people who studied and learned up under him, and they got their gifting and accredit their gifting directly to John G. Lakes. But John G. Lakes accredits it to the 5 people that he lost. Kenneth Hagin has a similar story. He got his healing while he was sick on a bed. He was nearly incapacitated, and he said that he had died. And because of that, he reached out to God and got his healing. Now, many people have been healed through his words vicariously. But these stories reveal a hidden truth found in the Bible. When God has something for you, you can either get it out the mud or get it out the man. God has shown me that for every crown that someone wears, there's an equal cross that someone has borne. And you can be gifted that crown through the word of another, or you can go through your own cross. And people have their choice. But God makes men gifts. And if you do not get the gift from the man, then you'll have to get it how he got it. This is why I never envy any man, because I know that for every crown that they have, every gifting, every special anointing that they have, that there's an equal level of cross that they need to acquire and maintain that gift. And through the grace of God, men will cast you their pearls. And you can either take their pearls and run with them, or you can find your own in a field, sell everything you have, and buy the field. And if God requires you to have a certain gifting or skill set in order to further your ministry, then he'll make you go the hard way, like he did with Thomas. He said, Thomas, since you could not receive from the people who were telling it to you, here, reach your hand into my side. Thrust your finger into my hand. Learn the hard way. You have 3 options. You can either get it out the man or get it out the mud or not get it. Peace.
Woo! Amen. You could get it out the man, you could get it out the mud, or you could get it not at all. So yeah, bro, I really like that. And I do hope you guys meditate on that a little bit. Because again, bro, people are blessings. I mean, I hope I've been a blessing to some of you. You have been a blessing to me. I've learned from other people. Like I'm saying, I'm even playing you clips from somebody else. I think there's good info. And you could get good things. So you could either learn, again, we were just talking today about the yield max and staking and all these things, bro. It's like some people, you know, when you try to explain it, they're like, no. And like, you know, people want to argue, and it's simple. It's like, hey, man, may you all be blessed. But it's like, if you're not going to take wisdom, and hopefully, you know, this is why I stress being able to like know how to think and objectivity and clear, accurate thought, so that when somebody drop you a gem, I hope that you can line it up and be able to say, yeah, that's true, that's not, that's good, that's not, you know, because that's going to take you a long way in life, especially since you don't have time to learn everything, you know, if you really think about it. And it's, again, you get it out the man, or if that's what guess what, you don't believe it, you got to go get it yourself. You'll figure it out. That's why I say the sooner you decide, the better. Because you'll figure it out, but you're going to have to go through the mud. I mean, if you want to figure out the things that I've figured out, and you don't want to take my word for it, even if it's an objective truth that has lasted longer than I've even been alive, then yeah, you got to go and you're going to figure it out. I think some people, it's unfortunate that they have to take like losses. Again, it's funny, we were just talking about the yield max stuff, because it's like, hey, you will learn it from the mud. You'll have to go through Wall Street. You'll have to go, you guys think I'm dramatic about all the scammers, you think I'm dramatic about betting markets and all that. It's like, dog, you will go through it and realize it. And then guess what? The other option is you get nothing at all. So you don't want to go through it. You don't want to hear any wisdom on it. Then my guy, well, what are you expecting then? Something you got to think about. So that's the first thing. I do have another clip, but we're already a little later, so I'll save that for tomorrow. And the market's dumping, so some of you are going to stress out on this. Again, there's a lot of reasons today. That's why we kept listening to the sedition thing. That's what I was looking for. But remember, they delayed the GDP. You have Bitcoin getting clapped, and then you have 30 gigantic companies that have kind of got hit with this ransomware. Sadly, I think it might be the next wave of, or maybe your second one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the second one. The second AI attack. So yeah, but you should have made your plays. Again, I just closed out one panic play. I have another. And then if you had those old free Qs, they're up. Even though they split that shit, that play is actually still working. And then again, yeah, so it's there. But then I've been telling y'all, you got to be careful. I'd go either small or just remember, like, calls. If you have calls with short time, you're fucked. That's sad reality of it. But anything with like December, they're not down as much as they should be. And they're probably going to go down when it goes up. Fed to release industrial production at 9:15 on December 3rd. So yeah, that should get you situated so you don't have to panic. Otherwise, go somewhere else if you want to lock in, because I mean, we've been talking about this market setup even this morning for a while. So you could get it out the man, you could get it out the mud, or you could get nothing at all, my friend. I'd make your choice. So that's the first part. I got another little intro for you. I got two little intros for you. And then, you know, we're going to talk about a verse you've heard probably your whole life. So, yeah, Google's even dumping out. Low Ticker's doing a computer thing. Watch out for that. All of them at the same time. It's like fully maxed out. Almost. But we've talked about discernment. And I've explained to some of y'all, all these philos, everything, man, you may need to get discernment. Not everything is for you. You gotta really meditate on it. Again, somebody asked me to pray for them today. I said, you should go pray for yourself. Go straight to the man. You don't need to go to somebody like me. I don't believe that. I hope I've inspired all of you in ways, and I've never really looked up to anybody. I've looked up to God, and I've looked up to my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, at the end of the day, it's, you are your own man, and I want that for all of you. Even your own woman too. And it's like, you don't need to, you could go straight to the source. Don't ever forget that. I don't think anybody has a special power. I don't think anybody more or less. That's a good way to get let down. But I also think some of you have a gift of discernment. You know, we've got, you know, think about it. Somebody says BS, you could see it or not. You could discern. Some of you can discern some of the evil in this world. You see right through it. You know exactly what's going on. And sometimes it bothers you. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. Discernment is a gift. And if you have that, bro, you could discern the wisdom. You could even discern, again, we could talk the staking, talk anything, talk fake news, you name it. You have that ability to discern it. That's a gift. But let me remind you, that gift must be used. Because if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And if you don't act on your discernment, my brother, it's going to backfire. But even worse is this. Your job is to discern and answer the question, how can I let this serve the Lord? How can I, if I'm discerning something, how can I use this? Because if you don't, do you know what ends up happening? You'll start absorbing it. That's what you got to be careful for. And that's what I want to give you a quick message of it today. Is just simple. Discern, do not absorb. Do you understand what I'm saying? My guys, some of you can discern this world right now. And you be hearing these people talk and you know they slither and snakes and you can see it. You can discern it. But you got to make sure you do not get to the point where you do nothing with that discernment. And little by little now, you just absorbing the evil instead of discerning it. Because my guy, you know what's going to happen? Before you know it, you're going to rob your peace. Before you know it, you are not going to be able to rest. Why? Because you're around all this evil. And instead of discerning it and going back to the Lord and finding out how you're going to use it for good, how you're going to take that same power and turn it to light, brother. If you just stay around it and your discernment doesn't move you and get you moving, my guy, it's going to turn into absorbing. You might end up becoming the same evil. Do you not? How many times have you read that? Help your brother, but be careful that you don't fall into the same pit. That's why. I mean, I told you, I got to get out the way. You got to get out the way, bro. You don't get it? You are all called. You are here on a mission. I believe that. I hope you see the vision. I hope that gives you the discipline. I hope your character aligns and protects it. My guy, you got to do something with it. You can't absorb all of this evil and think that you're going to be immune. That's not how it works. That's why, take it back, brother. Take it back to the Lord. Say, again, why is there a fire? You must know the Lord's heart and what it's trying to take away, but you don't sit in it too long, especially if you know what that is. And if you know what it is and you're like, damn, that's evil, why are you hanging around it so much? At some point, that discernment is turning into absorption. And when it gets absorbed, it's going to come out. So don't forget that. And I'm going to tell you another one, too. This is part of the intro, because I've talked, like I told you that story yesterday. I encountered a man, and it was a pretty interesting conversation. And I love the guy. You know, I'm praying for him, too, and I hope he could get his life in order. But I don't know, man. I've dealt with this even on the internet, and some of you have reached out to me in darkness. I think you guys have been surrounded by darkness, and the way you have responded to it is discouragement. All right, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard that verse in the Bible? And it says that you know, like demons, you clean it up. You get rid of an unclean spirit. And then it wanders the earth, and then it is going to come back to where it came from with 7 more friends or something like that. Have you ever heard that? And have you ever heard it and now used that as an excuse? You know why I say excuse? You know, you don't get what I'm talking about? Simple, bro. You used to be in something. You used to fall short. You used to fall victim to the same thing over and over again. Then you get clean. Then you do good. Then you put it behind you. And then you give into it again. But then you're like, oh, and then you start replaying this verse and you're like, oh my gosh, the demon. Oh, I fell back into it. God, I'll never be saved now. I could never. And then boom, it turns into a downward spiral because you got better and gave back into it. Like I said, don't let success become your failure. Please. My guy, there is a disclaimer on that verse. That's for the wicked generation. That's what it says. That's for the wickedness. My brother, let me ask you this. Are you righteous or not? And I'm sorry, bro. Don't tell me you can't answer that question, because you can. Are you righteous or not? That's an easy answer, brother. You don't get it? Everybody want to tell you you can't answer that. And they want to fill your head with all this stuff so you can't answer that. Are you righteous or not? You are. And you want to know how you could find out? By making this choice. It says a righteous man may stumble 7 times. He gonna get up 7 times. You don't get it? You are chosen. You are sent from here. You are not the wicked generation. I don't believe that. Do I believe we live in a wicked generation? Yes. If you could hear me and receive this and put this in your heart, as easy as it is, brother, it's a choice. Do you want to be of the wicked generation? Go ahead, stay down then. Stay down. You could make your choice. Are you wicked or not? Stay down. Very simple. You know the answer. You are righteous, and you are not made righteous because you did anything. That's why it's an easy answer. You are counted by your faith, and that faith, you are going to act in it. You're going to make a move in it. No, there's no trying. You either do it or you are or you're not. You are either righteous or you are not. What makes you righteous? The Lord Jesus Christ. Oh, thank God for him. Thank God for the cross, for real. But it's in this choice right here. A righteous man will stumble. He will get up 7 times. You choose. You not get what I'm saying? Get up, wash it off, wash your face off, and keep going. Try again. You must always live like this. Do you understand me, Chad? I don't care if it's for all of you. Some of you better get this. Always. That's the difference. There's no such thing as, oh, the demon, oh, 7, oh, no, I fell into it. No. Because if you are righteous and believe in you're righteous, you are going to wash it off and go. You are not going to stay in the dirt. Can you fall into the pit? Yes. Are you going to stay there? No. That's not something out of your control. It's the difference in the man who makes a failure and says, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to go again. That failure is not going to define it. Again, are you a righteous man or not? You don't get it? Believing that righteousness will give you this ability to keep getting up. That's what y'all playing. Believing the righteousness and knowing this in your heart, brother, that's going to give you the power to keep getting up. That's what you have to do. I will never look at anybody and be like, oh, he fell. Oh, no. The question is, did he fall and stay there? Or did he fall and try to get back up? I don't care if you fell again. Are you going to get back up or not? You understand? Are you going to get back up or not? Right, chosen warrior, brother. Weren't we just talking about that? Remember, I've given you these words and explaining it. That's what that means. You need this in your heart. You need this in your mind, bro. And guess what? It's true. Go ahead. You want to be wicked? Don't get up. Go ahead. Tell me you're never going to change. Tell me, don't take hold of the hope that there's good coming. That's fine. That's wickedness. That's the wicked. Are you going to get up or not? Or the moment you say yes and try again, go, bro. I'm sure you're going to stumble again. That's fine. Because the righteous man is going to keep going. The righteous man isn't going to say, oh, I stumbled, so now I could never do it. That's not how it works. Coca-Cola going up. So I hope y'all feel me, man. And it leads into what I want to tell you today. I love this one. This is probably one of everybody's favorite verses. And you hear this all the time, bro. They put it on t-shirts. They put this on mug. It's even in the uncle song, for crying out loud. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Have you heard that? No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Does that sound familiar? Have you heard that? I bet you some of you never even read the Bible and you've heard that. No weapon formed against thee. It's a good verse. It's true. But you need to fully understand it. That's why I like this, because the more you understand things, bro, the easier it is to get back up. The easier it is to understand your righteousness. The easier it is to understand what the Lord really means and wants. And guess what? The things you don't, bro, He gonna give you understanding. You know that? Oh, you have. I posted, I was in the morning, bro. This was actually the verse. This was the next verse from yesterday. This wasn't even the daily verse. I just kept reading. Read this. I'm gonna read this before I get back to it. Because I believe this, man. And this is the vision I see. I would argue this is the standard that I even have for some of y'all. For all of us, especially we want to change the world. We are going to. He said, you heard the message from me in the presence of many witnesses. Entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. Share in the suffering as a good soldier of Christ Jesus. No soldier gets entangled in civilian pursuits, since his aim is to please the one who enlisted him. An athlete is not crowned unless he competes according to the rules. It is the hard-working farmer who ought to have the first share of the crops. Think over what I say, for the Lord will give you understanding in everything. My God, keep going. You don't believe me. Take the understanding while you could get it. And guess what? Whatever you don't understand, He gonna fill it in. Do you want to know it or not? You really want it, you gonna really get it. And like I said, man, you know, the disciples, dog, the revival. He said we need to entrust this to faithful men who will be able to teach others. You know, I've always said that. I've always shared that with you, but I'm not going to lie. Some of you have gravely misinterpreted that. You thought that meant only money. Some of you thought that meant only spirit. No, all of it. That's what a capable man is. I want your work to show God should work through all of you. You do your job so well. You create things so well it shows up, and your character and discipline should match it. Integrity. That's what it is. You know how many people just were like, yeah, Josh, I want to teach others. Great. I would love for you to do that. But why you want to teach them without character? Why don't you want to teach them the character or integrity? I know why. You're scared that they won't like it. I know why. You're scared it's not popular, dog. But how in the world did I even get to you? It was all of those things. It's not just money. It's not just Jesus. It's not, it's all of it together. That's what I keep saying. Not take one thing, mix it in. No Nebuchadnezzar statue, put on the shoes of bronze, then mix it in with iron, just a little bit of gold because we like the shiny stuff. No, that's not what it is. That's perversion. You know that? You've taken a good image and then you pervert it. That's what it is. And you can't have bad without good, brother. Most bad things started from a thing being good and then it gets perverted. That's all it is. So, man, I hope y'all feel me. And those of you who understand this, I hope you're ready. And I hope you understand, bro. You should be able to reflect this in every element, in every aspect. And that's the real, oh, man. Y'all gonna do some great things. That's how you're gonna change the world. You think you're just gonna be the long term? You're wrong. You think it's gonna be Jesus, and you got nothing to show for it? From character to the world to anything? What are you saying? That don't make sense. It's all of it. All of it. You should be educated. You should be smart. I'm not saying educated by the world standard. You should know the word and be able to speak it. My brother, you should know this world and understand these concepts, and you can learn it. I've shared it with you. See what I'm saying? It's all of it. I know it may sound like a lot, but I think you could handle it. I think you could meet me there, bro. Some of you have. Oh, you warrior, you. So yeah, that was just a side note. I'm sorry, that got me hyped. But yeah, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Look at, somebody already said it. Everybody tells you that verse. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. But what about the next part? Do you guys know what comes after that? You've seen it in churches. You've seen it everywhere. What comes after no weapon formed against thee shall prosper? There's another line. You know that? There's another bar. What comes next? How many are you looking it up right now? What's the next line? The next line says, and thee shall refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment. That's what comes next. It says, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper, and you shall refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment. Are you not getting that? First of all, it tells you your responsibility. It says you, not God, not invisible sky daddy's gonna come down and boom, you're saved, thank God. No, it says you shall refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment. This goes right back to the courtroom, brother. You shall do that. Not God, you. Again, your authority. Thy kingdom come. My brother, you are a human. You could do things that other things cannot do. Don't tell me you can't do anything. That's your gift as a human. All of you, whether you believe or not, you can do things a spirit can't do. You could do things an animal can't do. What are you saying? So it doesn't say no weapon formed against thee shall prosper, my guy. Yes. Weapons are, dog, even with the AI stuff, all of it, dog, the weapons are being formed. Go look at the social media, go look at society, man, the weapons are formed. Do you understand? Oh, they're gonna be formed. They're already there. It's saying that they won't prosper. But you know why? Because you're gonna condemn something. You have to. Don't condemn your brother. Condemn the judgment. You must refute and condemn the judgment. So you know what the word is? This is a Hebrew word. It's not Aramaic, but it shares a lot of similarity. It's spelled like salak, T-S-A-L-A-C-H, but it's talak. You know what that means? Talak doesn't mean succeed. It means to advance, to go forward. You know how many times I've been telling you about going forward, moving, movement? Wouldn't you argue movement in this human world is very important? It's physics, movement, advancing. That's both war, that's both movement, advancing. It means the weapon will not advance. Huh? My brother, that means they will be made and used against you, but they will not advance as intended. So this is what it's easy to get caught up in this verse, man. This verse is motivating. But you have to realize the key, it's the accusation, it's not the weapon. Are you scared of the bomb or are you scared of what it does? My guy, I'm not scared of a bullet. I'm scared of what the bullet will do. I have a bullet on my desk right now. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried how it advances. Let me tell you this, bro. If somebody knocked on your door today, it was the police, and they said you murdered somebody, that accusation is probably more scarier than anything else. You don't get it? The accusation, not the weapon. That's what it's saying. You know, bro, every time you have been attacked by anything, you have been accused. Do you not realize this? That's what I'm saying. But this goes to the thing where people get better, then they fall back into it, and then they don't get up. You know why? Because the accusation. Tell me that. No, you're telling me you ain't gone through something, you ain't failed miserably, and you're like, God ain't never gonna love me. I'm too far gone. Oh, I'll never have favor. Oh, this is my punishment because I did this. Oh, come on. I think that's everybody's gone through this. Even the people that say they don't believe, this might be the reason why you don't believe. No? My guy, that's the accusation. Do you not see it? The weapon, the attack has already came and gone. How many people are still living in the accusation? How many people have formed their worldview and their next action based on the accusation? Better yet, how many people have not advanced because the accusation? You say, I'll never succeed because I did this, and this happened, so now I'll never do this. I'll never understand God. I'll keep messing up. Do you not get it? Yes, I deserve this. What are you saying? That's not the weapon. That's the accusation. The weapon's already attacked. How many people are living in the accusation? Do you see how the accusation is part of the weapon? My brother, get up. Don't succumb to the frustration. Most people succumb to the frustration, not even the attack. Isn't that wild? Most of you have survived every single thing you have gone through. That's why you're here. But how many have succumbed to the accusation? Here, I'll put it simple for you. Why are you rebuking the attack but letting the accusation prosper? You're like, boom, no weapon for me, I rebuke it. Oh, but I did this, I'll never, God, I can't be forgiven. Oh, I'm too this. I keep thinking this way. So you gonna rebuke the attack, but let the accusation prosper? You saying the weapon can't hurt me, but I agree with why they attacked me. Huh? Oh, are you guys understanding this? This is powerful. I love it. And I hope some of y'all take off every chain and start walking, bro. I hope, because this right here is the truth. Why are you agreeing with why they attacked? You're right, the weapon didn't work. But why should the accusation still work in your mind? Why is your next move dictated upon what what you went through is still accusing you? Why do you still feed it and believe it? You know the story of Job, right? Everybody brings this one up. That's a favorite, the story of Job. What was the weapon? The weapon was losing everything in that story. He lost everything. They played that game, him and the devil, God and the devil, right? He lost everything. That was the weapon. The loss was the weapon. But the accusation, what did the devil say? The accuser. He said he only served you because you blessed him. That's why you don't see it with all the friends in the story of Job. My guy, he didn't agree with the accusation. Job did not agree with the accusation. That's what made him righteous. He was already righteous. That's why he acted like that. Do you get it? I hope this changes how you view the story of Job, even for the better. Because there was weapons, there was attacks. He lost things. He just didn't agree with the accusation. He said, no. I whether I have something or not, I'm still praising the Lord. He didn't agree. He condemned the accusation. He said, no, that's not the case. My guy, whether the attack or the weapon works, I'm not going to agree with the reason why. That right there. Again, man, how you going to rebuke the attack but believe the lie? Come on, you think you're disqualified for God? You think God is disappointed in you? You think there is no return? You think you can't come home? What are you saying? You're still standing. Get up and move. Those weapons, those attacks, the past is the past, brother. So I hope y'all get this. You don't have to hope the weapon fails. You have to condemn the accusation. The weapon's light. That's light work. When the weapons are going to be there, they're going to come and go. You're going to go through a lot, brother. I hope you realize that. What's going to linger is the accusation. What's going to show up in your actions is how you believe the accusation. That's what's going to show. That's what's going to either keep you in the mud or that's what's going to get you out of it. Again, they could keep firing them. You could keep stumbling. But my brother, do you believe the accusation or not? You shall refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment. You know why? Go to the end. You already know the verdict. It all tracks, man. This is all what you say you believe. WBD again. Oh no. They said bids today, so I don't know. I hope you feel it. You don't have to hope the weapon fails. You do have to condemn the accusation. You already, that's the weapon only work if you believe the accusation. I'm not worried if they pointed at me. I'm not worried if it hit me. I'm worried about believing why. You get it? That's a difference in a man, bro. You imagine getting shot and you're like, yeah, I deserved it. Yeah, I know why he shot me. Okay, yeah. What are you saying? You could shoot me. I don't care if you shoot me. I'm not going to believe why you shot me. That doesn't make any sense. Unless you're giving into it. So praise God, baby. Praise God. I hope you feel me. So I'm going to end it with this too. As a reminder. Every day, bro. Take every day daily. You know God says that. He said, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow, because today has enough problems already. Wouldn't you agree? I would. I feel. Oh, I feel, bro. Don't worry about tomorrow. For today has its own troubles. It has enough troubles. This is a repeat because I told you this, but I need to remind all of you. And I hope you keep this in your heart day to day, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. You're going to do good some days. You're going to do bad some days. You might do nothing some days. You better take it day by day. You know why? You cannot get distracted. Yes, are we planning for the future? Are we going to change the world? Is that why? We talking 10 years out. I know, you're going to be like, well, how do I do long term? No. Come on. You know exactly what I'm saying. Part of your focus, even for your long term, is making sure you're utilizing your present and not being distracted. And if you keep getting slipped up, you keep missing the mark, whatever it may be, I need to remind you this. The thing that easily gets you tripped up, and if you keep tripping on the same stone, brother, you don't get it. It's nothing to do with the sin. Oh, man. It's nothing to do with the sin. Y'all ain't realize it? Some of y'all are wasting your time right now. Why do I do this? Why do I can't? Again, believe in the accusation. Even pondering the accusation. You don't get it? You think it has to do with the little thing that God already made you. He knows who you are. He made the sin. That doesn't mean you have an excuse to do it. I know y'all gonna want to twist that as well. But no, you get it. My guy. The whole point of that sin that easily trips you up is so you miss the timing. Oh, y'all don't want to hear it. You could run away from this one, but I'm telling you the truth. You don't get it? It's so you miss the timing. It's so you miss the timing. You think the devil care if he get you to trip on the same thing? He wants you to miss the timing. He wants you to focus. He wants to pervert the moment and have you focused inward, outward, everywhere except where you need to be. You don't get it? When you're supposed to be planting, he wants you distracted. Now you and God gotta go. You like, God, help me with this. Now you rolling in all of this. Now you're wasting your time trying to focus on the sin. when you should be focused on advancing and planting. Just think about it. If you miss the planting opportunity, how does the world work? If you don't plant when you're supposed to plant, the seasons are coming. That's why. Oh, I hope you get it. Now you worried about fighting and fighting sin, and now you forgot all about the seed that you should have been planting. Do you understand what I'm saying? I really hope you do. Get up, pick up your mat and walk. You have it all. Don't believe that. Are you worried on the accusation? You worried about doing the same thing over and over again? You should be asking yourself, what should I be planting right now? Now, this ain't just all money, bro. This ain't just long-term planting, okay? Be wise. Do you get what I'm saying? You should be thinking about, what am I supposed to be doing? What is God intending to get out of this fire? Well, I'm focusing on this. I'm focusing on what I keep not doing. I'm focusing on the problem. Now I'm focusing on my feelings. Now I'm focusing on the future. Now I'm focusing on the past. And there's a seed in your hand. There is a moment in your hand. There's something you should be doing and you are called to. You understand? You don't got to fight that stuff. You got to focus on what you're here for. You got to focus on your mission all the time. And guess what? That's why you do it every day. God said take each day, day by day. You know why? So you don't miss the timing. So you ensure that you are doing what you're called to. That's it, bro. You don't get it? Satan just wants you to miss the timing. He wants you to miss the planting. You know why? Because that'll do. Tell me that's not going to do the damage. How many of y'all are still living in regret from what you didn't plant? Do you see the damage of that? You worried about the drink. You worried about the smoke. You worried about the gossip. You worried about all of this stuff. What about that time that made you live in deep regret and doubt yourself and doubt your future and doubt your God? You get what I'm saying? That's going to do more damage to what you're called to do than that little thing you keep stumbling on. He's just waiting for you to mess that up. That's it. He don't even care. I told you, devil's a sassy man. You think that's what a sassy man would do? So that he could laugh at you down the line and be like, oh, see? Oh, now you should change. Oh, now you see, I didn't help you. You were too busy. Why? You asking God for the strength right now to overcome something that you've been dealing with your whole life, my brother. Ask him for today, the presence, and that and what you need to be doing. Don't miss the planting. Don't miss the timing. Because if you do that, that's going to get rid of the other stuff. That's going to make the other stuff go different. That's going to protect you and ensure you for the future. So that way, when you look back at your past, you're going to say, praise God. He was with me. You could say that with confidence. He would say, praise God. He wants you to do the opposite. He wants you bogged down thinking past, future, all these things. All these accusations. You have a seed in your hand right now, brother. All of you. All of you. I told you, that's what I believe. You all have a seed right now. Are you going to eat it or are you going to plant it? You should plant it. You know why? That means it's going to grow into something even bigger. It's going to grow into the tree of life. It's going to offer you the shade when the sun come down, bro. But you got to plant it. What should you be doing with your life, your future, all of it now? Not in an anxiety way. See what I'm saying? Not worried and doubtful, but just all you got to do day by day. Just take it day by day as the Lord intended. That's why he said, bro, today have enough troubles. Today has enough troubles, bro. Seriously. Don't fall for this trap of letting the thing that you're attracted to, the thing you easily stumble on. It's not about that. It's about missing the timing. It's about making you forget that you had a seed to begin with. Do you understand what I'm saying? All he wants to do is make sure you forget you had a seed. You have a seed right now. All of you. If you could hear this, you got a seed, bro. The objective is to make sure you forget you had that seed. Get you focusing on everything except the seed in the soil. So don't forget. Just focus on right now. If I tell you got a seed, I focus on that. What should you be doing? What are you here for? The moment you get distracted, come back to that question. If you ever forget, bro, look down at the seed. You ever done that? You ever been doing something? You ever go to your house, go to your car, get something, and then you forget what you were doing, and then you look down and you're like, oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Exactly. Life, same way. Your whole life. Next time you get distracted, next time you get overwhelmed, next time you doubt yourself, next time you think you want to stay in the mud and then believe the accusation, I encourage you to look down and say, wait, I have a seed. Oh, wait, what should I be doing with it? You do that day by day, my brother, the Lord is going to give you understanding. At the very least, that's going to be a seed that doesn't go unplanted. And you know, that's where your discipline comes in. That's where your character, your vision. Can you envision the seed into that tree I just explained? Will you have the discipline to make sure you keep doing that? Will your character even align with that? Yes, you need character to plant. Think about it. Just don't forget you have a seed. I ain't here to judge you. God's not here to judge you. The only one judging you is the darkness. The darkness don't like creation, brother. Seeds create. You're all gonna create. As long as you focus on the seed. God sent you from heaven, gave you this seed, and you need to make sure that you get it planted. The darkness don't want you to plant it. Just want to get in there. Yeah, look here, look at that. Oh, last time you had a seed, you ain't do it. You killing them. Never. Oh, you made too many mistakes. The seed won't grow. Huh? Seed don't care about that. All the seed needs to do is get in the ground at the right time and just water it. You realize that, right? The seed don't care who put it in the ground. See, that's why the devil don't care. That's why he knows this. If you go take a criminal, go get a murderer, you put a seed in the ground, will the tree not grow? Go take the Pope. If he plant it in the ground, is it gonna grow faster? No. The land don't care. The seed don't care. I would argue God don't care. The only one who cares is the devil, because he don't want you to plant it. He don't want you to grow. He don't want you to advance. Oh my God wants you to. Amen. So don't get distracted. And if you think something's distracting you, you think you keep making the same mistake over and over again, my brother, take it day by day. Look at the seed. Your job isn't you don't need God in the backup to get you out of the same mess. You need God to make sure you can focus on the planting and making sure you don't miss that. Making sure that seed don't turn into another seed in your pocket that never sees the land or the light of day. So take that to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. God bless you. God bless America.
on. I ain't gotta see it to believe it. If it's signing and it's needed, then my eyes don't need a reason. I won't even try to explain it unless it say I got a feeling. I'm gonna sing my praise like David, but the king is still a killer. Listen up and go and get the troops. Hope you know you ain't scared of them, they scared of you. And I know you might be scared to take that point of view. You see them arrows in my back? Yup, son, that's gonna happen too. But the harvest on the way, you gon' barter every day. That means you have to make a trade, either life or it's the grave. The result will not remain, every day will bring a change. Kinda funny and it's strange how the hope will pave the way. You hearing what I say? The only difference between you and them comes down to faith. There's a difference in the man who believes in a better day. Cause once you believe it's past, you willing to wilt away. We was never willing to be the same. We want it all in the long run, they want it all today. My father is really awesome, don't bother with giving snakes. Regardless, I can't control it, so either way, giving thanks. Yep, you could take that one to the bank. A leader without a rank, a speaker without a face, a people without a race. They eating without a taste, they scheming without a safe. The meanings have been replaced. Another time, another place, we could talk about it. Keep some oil in them lamps, don't get caught without it. Want them once, want them twice, they never talk about it. If you never get a second chance, then that ain't meant to happen. What I understand is you ain't trying to understand. Take 100 grand, then 100 undergrads. Pay them all to make a plan, but they couldn't comprehend what it means to never die, but somehow still be born again. It's a letter to the people, I'm penning it like I'm Paul. It don't matter about the evil, it matter about the God. It don't matter about the weapons, it matter about how you armed. All that matters is the weather, when weather to bet the farm. It's a call.
And I thought about, man, that this thorn in my side, this flesh, that when you grow in maturity, when you grow with God, you start to hate the flesh because you feel like, man, this thing, it frustrates me all the time. Like, dang it, you thought about that again? Dang it, you doing that again? Dang it, you talking like that again?
Yeah.
Like, when will you grow out of this?
It's a call, baby. Yeah. Hey, listen up. I won't say this shit again. You don't really love yourself. The flesh ain't your friend. I done seen the best band, best friends turn pretend. The little wind could change the trend. The little air could mean the end. I ain't doing shrooms. Life already tripped me out. Thinking about the little things and how it made me different now. Little bit of scripture bring me problems and they brought me out. Fearing about the future, only time you fear of missing out. Past think the present, but we say that it's a gift. That's ironic, that's like calling for murder to bring the peace. I heard that you don't agree. You heard it but didn't see. You learned it but wasn't free. The news a monopoly. Apart from these parting seas, my partner, please don't pardon me. I'm on the love for all my bras. I fucking love you, kill them all. Save a 10 of every dollar. Think the future, not tomorrow. What you do, not who you are, but how you move set you apart. Demons keep on knocking, but like Powell, I'm gonna close the door. People keep on talking, I just really wish they listen more. Born alone, die alone, don't care if you don't like me, bro. Enough for being core, I know you know there's more than just the world. Love what I create, so it don't matter if you hate. You can learn a lot in life, but you'll never know the day. Karma or a judgment, either way we meet in fate. And they say revenge is sweet, but at least we eating steak. Lord bless to me, no I ain't been meek enough. Sometimes I ain't been speaking up, my eyes would lie when seeking them. I died 100 times, but I'm alive is why I'm preaching them. I know it's by design, but I can't lie, I feel I'm free to love. Forgive me if I overshit, but why the hell you over here? I move my people over there. Been around the world and I seen lots, but I ain't seen it fair. The ones that's always listening, the same ones saying they don't care. Nah.
Just close the door. Close the door. I'm on. Well, look at the market kinda like Philo. Come on. Market kinda liked it. Oh, yeah. Judge temporarily blocks Trump's National Guard deployment in D.C. Wasn't that a long time ago? Well, I'm still chewing, bro. You know I got an after Philo snack. You know, so, but hey, we're back. We're back. A minute till power hour. Oh, what's up, baby? What up? T-Mobile multi-year extension. Yeah, I think at this point we need a headline on what the happened. Dog, today was a great one, but I'm good. I mean, if you close out some of those, I got like a couple panic plays in check still, or one of them that I didn't sell, but it worked, bro. That was just a weird one. Could have been better, could have been worse. And now we see what tomorrow's gonna be gassed up now. You have a lot of energy, either up or down. You remember I was telling you, remind me, I probably should have told you guys earlier in the week, but I didn't want to fuck with you. But yeah, remind me tomorrow. I have something to tell y'all. Remember, I've been saying it, so I'll tell you tomorrow. Probably like towards the end of the day. Oh yeah, I got one thing, but tell me, man. Tell me. Do you have any off topics? Anything about life? Let me know. I wouldn't say I'm optimistic. I don't think I am. I just know the truth. It's the best way I could put it. It's God. Shit. I mean, you could kill me and I'll be like, that's fine. Things could go terrible. I think Uncle had it in one of these songs. He said, he said, even if it's miserable, I still gonna praise the Lord. So, nah, man, it's not even optimism. The truth is undefeated, for real. You know? So, I encourage you all, seek the truth and the vision, and my goodness, will you be okay? Do I like mac and cheese baked with a crispy layer on top? Oh, of course. Way better than regular. Yeah, like, they do that at Chick-fil-A, right? I don't want to talk about food, though, bro. I just ate a little bit, but, like, The Philo, good, man. Go and pray. I hope you pray and seek the Lord. If a Philo's good, you should spend time with the Lord in your secret place and, again, have him reveal to you what it is, man. But I do like that Philo. I still like Battlefield. I just haven't had time to play. That's it, man. I've either been too tired or I'll get home late. But yeah, we'll play on Friday. We'll play tomorrow. But yeah, it's fun. I've been kind of missing 2K though. I just like basketball. I'm playing today. Oh, dude, I hope I don't get fucked up. Dog, I'm telling you. I still like them. I like the squad we ball with. There was a couple of new guys, but like I tell you, that's why I had to do that's why I did the bathtub stream. Oh, you got a little baby cheek like just to start Power Hour. But like, bro, on Tuesday, dude, I got cooked. There was like a young guy. He's like the youngest on the court. He was like 25-ish or 24, but he was good. He was like balling, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, I even guarded him, bro. I got cooked. Because he's big, too. I call him Jokic. He's way bigger than me, too. And he was like, he could shoot from deep. He could drive it in. He could do all of it, man. And then, yeah, so he cooked me the first game. And then I said, oh, hell yeah, that's what we doing? And then I started balling out. And then we started balling out. And then I had one game. I went like 8 for 8. And then the next game, 3 for 3, and like I just wasn't missing. And then they started like getting it, like they started really guarding me. It was aggressive, bro. And then I got this rebound and homeboy full speed. Right when I catch the rebound, he fucking knocks me, dog. I got tackled. And this guy's like 220 pounds, bro. Maybe 250. I like the guy. He's the guy I took to the farm. He's the guy who tackled me. I said, bro, he was like, he did it on accident, but I was like, bro. And then every other guy, they kept like, dog, they were getting aggressive. I was like, all right, man, I see how it is. So yeah, but I'm excited today. I hope I play that good. I hope I play good because I love it though. But yeah, that one cost me last time. Bro, it's aggressive, man. No, bro, it was. The farm is good. We got a little bit more optimism with it, but I'm getting plans for some buildings ready. And then we still got the little baby leak. We figured out where it came from, But then we're going to, I'm going to get these plans approved and then either decide to fully farm it out, build a data center with cows, or we go and we sell it, sadly. Playing with people. I like a good game. Yeah, I always like a good one. Yeah, but that was a flagrant, dog. It was terrible. Core Wiv. There are fraudulent BTC orders? I don't know what that means. But, I mean, I'm sure there is somewhere. The only Bitcoin rumor, you guys brought it up yesterday. People are saying Andrew Tate lost all his money in crypto, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know how. I'm sure it's probably just everybody hoping for someone's downfall. That's the world we live in. Oh, Tom Lee said the Bitcoin sell-off is a glitch. It better be, Tom. For your sake, Tommy. Tommy boy. Forgive me if I overshare, but why the hell you over here? Dude, I was thinking about it. After balling out, I want to do I need to get another meta clip. But mine are sunglasses. You know, last time I did that, I was playing basketball wearing sunglasses. So I'm going to see, my girl has the clear ones. My girl has a pair of meta glasses that are like clear and like you can see through them and it looks like glasses. So if they're at my house, I'll do it today. But if not, yeah. But no, I'm usually like spotty. I either hit everything or I miss everything. Like I'll have games, dude, I'll just miss every layup. I hate it. When I do bad, bro, I be missing layups and shit. I hate it. You gotta hit the layups, dog. Like I get scared because like back in high school, I'd have to run if I miss layups. That's why I was like, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. The body cam? No, bro, I don't know. Do I have that clip still? When was that? I need to find it. Oh, I don't know if it's on this computer. But the meta glasses work dope, dude. Oh, I don't know when that was. Forgive me if I overshare. Yeah, I don't know, bro. But the meta glasses are perfect for basketball. And like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have that clip on here. Okay. I don't have it. I only have that highlight I showed the Chad that one time. Did I email it? Where is it? I don't know what day that was. Oh. No, that's me looking swole. It's been a long year, bro. Been a long year. Coach always said, don't look down when you dribble. Arguing right, left. I went up the middle. That's a big account, but it started with a little. Yeah, I don't know where that is, dude. I don't know when that video was. It was a good time, bro. It was a good time. Your Meta speaker broke? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it does have audio, huh? I know you don't put them in water. Like, if you take the Meta glasses in the pool, you could fuck them up. I think YouTube's did it in real time. You guys were like normal, and then it all of a sudden switched everybody back to the ats. But Chad, 50 more minutes. If you have anything else, you let me know. Any questions, anything in life, you let me know. It's your life, brother. It's your life. Just live your life. Long term, long term, long term. Now we getting that paper. Wall Street's Revenge. We will have a Chad's Giving, yeah. It's going to be on stream. I already ordered the ham this time. I'm so excited for that. But we're not going to do the Zoom call. I think, this year I want to align a little bit better. Because I talked about it yesterday, man. I really, I like community, but I don't when it's not real. And I want results, man. And we have such good results. It would be a shame to not have that. Like, and to have, I saw a post yesterday. They're like, oh, I don't know if I liked it. It was like 10% down. They're like, oh, it'll bounce. 20% down. They're like, no, it's fine. This, and then 50% down. They're like, oh, what a community of like-minded individuals. Like, I don't like that shit. Especially when, again, we have thousands of people doing phenomenal and in every aspect. That's what I'm saying. It's not just money, it's everything. But I think it was easy to blur the lines, and yeah, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. I want goodness all around, and what good is the community if it's not fully aligned with? There's too many people to pick and choose what part they want, what part they leave out. So that's why I don't think, because again, I remember, I think a lot of people on the Zoom call and we spent Thanksgiving with, a lot of them got banned, and I know why, and I'm not really too pleased with that. But at the same time, we have a lot of good people as well, and I think they vibe the same way. Usually, it's the good guys not getting up, making all the noise and trying to do this and that. So I still want to do the Thanksgiving, the Chad's Giving, as we always have. I think it's a great tradition, and I truly am thankful, man, for everything. I mean, the world, being here, being in this timeline, this year, last year, the goodness of Chads. And like I'm saying, the Chads who have lived it in character and discipline, and ultimately those results. And, my standard of results is all the way around, bro. So that's why I'm super stoked on it. So yeah, bro, we'll see. I'll be live on Thanksgiving. And then I don't know, I'm either going to take off December 1st or like December 12th or 14th. But I don't know. I was going to go to Europe, but I kind of don't want to go to Europe. My girl wants me to go, but then I have to go to Europe next year for sure, no matter what. So we kind of are deciding. But then they got some killer spas in Switzerland. That's the only thing that makes me want to go. But then, yeah. Or I don't know, too. Does anybody want to take care of my girlfriend's dog for Christmas? You could stay at the farm. I'll give you a free spot at the farm for like 2 weeks if I end up doing it. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't know if you could stay in the main house, but I'll give you a barn and a terrorist puppy. That will be maybe we could get you hooked up too, depending. You want to do it? Are you sure though? He's easy to take care of, but yeah, that's the last time I had Derek take care of him. That one time, I left for a couple days, and otherwise my girlfriend has to stay because it's her dog. That's why I tell her, I say, if you ain't gonna take care of it, I'm leaving. I gotta go. Only if I could use a Thunderbolt collar. Well, are you gonna be streaming? Because if you're streaming, totally acceptable. That would be the time. And I want to I was thinking about it for the farm, man. I don't know. You guys want to turn it to, if we turn it to an AI warehouse, the only problem will be somebody is going to rob us because it's so expensive. But what I want to start doing is taking all of the old graphics cards and putting them together. That's what I'm saying. I think we got smart enough Chads in here. And then we start rounding up all the old PCs, all the old GPUs, and just start fucking putting them all together and creating shit with it. Because you could have it do little stuff, but then the power. I have solar at the farm. We might need more, but yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking there. Yeah, but you're not gonna stay at if I start putting Blackwells on the farm, dude, you're gonna need dude. Blackwells are expensive, dog. Dude, a B300 is like 80 to 100 grand, depending on what we're working with. So it'd just be insane. It'd be worth more than the property, the chips, depending on how many you put. I don't have battery yet, but I want to. But for now, I mean, I would just want solar to power it, at least limit some of that. But I'm saying though, because I have all these other old computers. I think a lot of people have old computers that are decent compute, but if you could put it together, I mean, you'd be surprised at what you could do. Hassett says September jobs data was a hit out of the park. Tell that to the S&P. AI warehouse. You'll like the way you GPT. Men's chip house. I kind of like it. Instead of getting that paper, just live your long time. Oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh. Yeah, bro. Walmart. Fucking Wally World, bro. That play hit, surprisingly. Out of everything and how today played out, you wouldn't think so. Yeah, those did 150. I haven't even made them free yet. They probably should make at least one. Because you know what they're going to do tomorrow, right? I guess a couple of the panic plays actually hit too. PGR. Yo, that's unique. Little paparoon, Chattadoon. Instead of getting that paper, just live your long time. Oh, I had Disney puts. I forgot about those. Those went in the money. That was on the ABC shit. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of those. I forgot I had that. Hi, My name is Lawn Term. If I put a Blackwell on the farm, I'll need Blackwater security. I mean, today was a weird day. I know the fear index was already kind of like odd and funny, kind of being so up high up. But then too, like this, I think the problem is what I talked about in the bathtub, where the sentiment just gets so bad and then it triggers these buys and then we go back up because of that. But then the problem or whatever is causing it doesn't really get resolved. It's just we're doing those moves so quick. But yeah, today was a really weird one, man. That one was very, very unique. I can't wait to see how tomorrow plays out, but equal and opposite reactions. There's a lot of energy, and just keep in mind, you know, Chop City or we work our way out of these. But yeah, this one was a wild one. Inverse leverage stocks. I mean, they're good to trade. You know, we got some SQQs and some other ones earlier this week. Those are all still up. I made them free, but even the free ones did very well. I got a Blackwell on my chain. Got a Blackwell on my main. It is a flex, bro. I'm getting one. I'm going to get the baby one. I'm going to get a GB10. It's not, but dude, the GB10, I think they're running, like they want people to get them. Because I'm telling you, it's very crazy. It's like next level in terms of like, I'm actually shocked what these fucking computers do nowadays. Because like, I remember when like 16 gigabytes on a graphics card was unheard of. And even then, like even RAM, but like, dude, we're talking 190 gigabytes and shit that's like, I don't even know, like even if it gets outdated, it's still gonna be pretty extremely powerful to handle practically anything. So it is kind of nuts. We don't really have, you'll get a little bit more data and then we'll see whatever else everybody wants to argue about. Then I'll get in that paper. Hassett says the shutdown caused far deeper economic damage than expected, delaying recovery into December with missing October data. Q4 growth seen near 2%, but wage gains and surging output offering rare bright spots. So Hassett's kind of sounding negative. He's the only person who said that. I don't think today was fully liquidity problem. I mean, maybe Bitcoin, but it's hard to say liquidity problem with zero reaction on the dollar. You know, it did go up a lot yesterday, but this is still, the normal signs weren't there. And even lending rates, overnight lending rates were lower today. So there wasn't even really any stress with it. Standing in that paper. Just long term your life. A Blackwell in an Xbox? I mean, I don't even know. It's gonna be hard to game on it because you have to like these workstations. They're all use like Linux and shit or Ubuntu, and it's just not. I know there's a lot of like I don't think you could use Adobe even, or not as well. There's some conflicts, but yeah, man, it's crazy. Etsy trained AI show up for sale. yeah, you can do it. It's kind of nuts. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of opportunity, and if I get my hands on one of these good ones, I could run projects for you guys. So if you need me to run some crazy shit, I'm actually look forward. I'm gonna try some 3D modeling of stuff or some data analysis with visuals. We could do a lot of cool stuff. But then again, I need to train something. But the one that I'm eyeing, I will have enough compute to compete with most pretty good models that exist right now. But I have my own purpose. I'm doing something a little different. So I haven't really shared it with anybody, but I'm excited. That's why. And worst case, I think I'm going to learn a couple things. Have I been following anyone that helped me get into it? No, I do it how I do the clips I do with the Bible. I just scavenge around, and then once I started playing with like the AI open source stuff I shared, I think in 2024, like end of 2023, end of 23 going into 24, and just I'll retweet a couple of things. But I've told you guys the other day, go on Hugging Face and you'll see what everybody's working on. Hugging Face has a bunch of models, and you could it's all open source. You know, that's the beauty. The world of open source, it's like going through the blockchain in your own way, but it's readable and it's easier to understand. And then I just started playing with it, and I started telling the computer to do stuff, and then one thing to the other. But then I have a couple of ideas. So it started with the idea, and then just saying, how do I do this? And then really just talking with the AI, not really talking like a friend, but commanding it to do stuff that I didn't think I could do. Because you guys remember, I was telling you, was that this year, beginning of this year, like end of last, where I was like, dude, just go download Python but now you don't even need it. That's the crazy part. It's getting crazier and crazier, but because then I said, write me code, do this. That's why Gemini, I saw somebody create like a visual app for sign language using Gemini that works with the webcam. They know nothing. All they did was do this, do that, and then that's all. So yeah, bro, you could, that's kind of the idea, like the mix of vibe coding, and then get the idea, tell the AI what you want, and then see if you have a problem, then search around the internet for it or see if you could resolve it. But you could do a lot just talking to an AI, not as your fucking girlfriend, but as a servant, if you treat it that way. And that's pretty much how I just started stumbling into it. And then you guys know I've already had stuff with information and all that, and then I started getting more ideas. Start again, I'm paper, just long-term life. RTX 5090s. That's what people keep telling me, but I think I'm just gonna get a DGX Spark or something like that. I think it's a little more expensive, or around the same price, but yeah, I think that is more than capable to do most things. Yeah, because the price on those are expensive. So even if you wanted to like get the 190 gigabytes, you would need like 4 of those. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're gonna run it, like if you're trying to go into fucking crazy shit, then yeah, you can maybe get 2 Sparks, but you could do a lot with 1 for where we're at now. And then I'm hoping by the time I'm gonna work with one of those, and then by the time we're ready to go like even more crazier, then it'll just, the tech and the pricing will open that door. But you could do a lot with that. I'm telling you, if you had 190 gigabytes of fucking graphics compute, I think you could borderline do almost anything now. Because just a year ago, that was kind of unreal to think about. You know, that was really reserved, or it would be a lot more prohibitive. So that's what I'm saying. Doors just keep opening up left and right. Damn, the 5090 uses 575 watts versus the whole computer is 240. I think the GB10 is 270, or maybe it's 240 and I'm confusing it. Well, the market will throw a tantrum to force a rate cut. I mean, some people have brought that up with Powell, but it's what I said this morning. I don't think people realize it. It's kind of a game of chicken between the Fed and the president. Because the Fed's saying, oh, we can't do something without the data. So every time they're playing this little data game, he's like, okay, well, if you don't do something, you're going to be too late. You see what I'm saying? And then if they cut before the data or change their plan, then they're going to kind of prove that the data never really mattered, or that they have other data. And so, yeah, it's kind of an interesting game, but that's what I think's happening. I don't think it's the market trying to throw a tantrum, because people are already freaked out and we're not even down that much. Today was a weird day, you know, granted, today was odd, but that's kind of how I'm viewing all of this. Tiny box. Well, everything right now, like, you're either comparing it to like high-end stuff that it's like high-end entry level. It's the GB10, the Dell Pro Max, the DGX Spark. They're all the same thing. And then the Apple M4 like Studio One, and that one's like $6,000. The other ones are like $4,000. What do I search? Tiny box. Nothing came up except a house. Tiny box house. Damn. Yeah, you could get the crazy one. Has 256, 2,984 teraflops. That's $50,000. No, these are way too expensive. So even the thing that would compete with the DGX Spark, they're selling it for $25,000. Yeah, I don't. Is this what you're talking about? I don't think this is. Is this what it is? Because that's insane. I don't know if it has better like efficiency, but no, I think the. Yeah, I think that no. What do you mean? The DGX is shits on this. You could get the the DGX is more powerful than this for $4,000. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like the prices on these are coming down, or they're trying to discount them to get people into it, I think. But in some areas, like I think they have a promotion, but yeah, that's no, I don't know. That's why I'm excited, because worst case, I'll play with these for like, I'm probably just gonna overkill for the stream at bare minimum. So I look forward to that. I don't even do the terabytes. I understand it better, but like I don't really understand it. I know enough to like. That's it. I've been winging all this, bro. I just have a lot of ideas, and then I've been bringing a couple to life in a pretty insane way. So, but yeah, I could generally tell. It's kind of like with construction stuff. I could just tell what's better rather than worse. And then especially for cost efficiency, that's kind of the big bottleneck you're going to have to deal with. Yeah, it's what Rick said, just visual RAM, system memory, and token speed. That's it. That's why when I just looked at that, it's, you know, the visual RAM it was high, but for that price, that's insane. And then the memory, it's like there's similar ones you could get for cheaper. But that's the cool thing too, man. Give it another 6 months, you'll be able to get all this shit even cheaper. Hopefully. Or the next thing that comes out is gonna just be insane. Power-wise, or once the Blackwells get outdated, then they get to the Rubin. Oh, dude, if you could get a Blackwell for like, and then the next one, and then the next one, oh, it's gonna be great. So that's why it's like, you know, I would work on your ideas and all the other stuff, but because then it's just like, I told you they're building it for us. Eventually, you guys will all be able to get your hands on probably way more powerful things for a lot cheaper. All right, man, you're going lower into the close. Only 25 minutes left. Would I say I'm good and diligent with your time management skills? I mean, yeah, I spend 7 hours on the internet minimum. So besides that, I stick to a schedule. I mean, it might, or end of the day, dump and pop, but all day has went down. And then again, if those out of the monies, we'll see the skew by the end of the day, but like the sad reality, this is doing what it's done at another point where I just think you're getting, I think people are just selling, not buying put protection in the same way. But let me see, where did those Apple panic plays go? Because the other panic plays did like 50%, those did like 30. Started getting that paper. Those are the same price, actually. The panic plays went down, actually. Shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the best way is to just go get Gemini 3. I haven't used it, but I think it'll be able to do it for you. And just start telling it to do stuff. That's what I think was the best way to learn. And then you'll figure out everything else. But like I'm saying, be careful of kind of trying to follow a cookie cutter route, or like I'm saying, you're going to eventually, if you have a good idea and you start building around it, see what you could build with what you have. And then eventually you're going to find out if you're going to need more or less. And then let your problem be the hardware. But, you know, somebody said it the other day. They're like, I wanted to learn all this, but they're like, I don't even have an idea. And that's what I'm saying. Like, think of something. And that right there is going to be your gift. But other than that, I mean, just, you don't want to waste too much time. Like, you could learn all of it, but if you don't have an idea with it and you're not like, just take action and play around and fail a little bit. That's what got me here with all this shit. You know, I even played around with the image generation to leading into all this other shit. So that's the best thing. I really, really think so. But to each his own. Yeah, no, you're really dumping here. It's really dumping just because today's been bad. It's going to be 2%. That's crazy, man. 20 minutes. If we go 1 more percent, it'll be a 3% day. But top to bottom, you've moved 4%. It doesn't count, no. Google offers voluntary buyouts to UK employers. I don't know if Trump is going to speak today. I started generating them in like 2023, right when Midjourney came out, and the video was still at like $80. That's why I was like, man, I just got too cheap with the video. We would have had it. Then I got too content with Meta and Netflix. But yeah, we were right. We've been talking about this for a while. That's why, like, that's why I kind of got a little frustrated, because some people will even ask, like, I've talked about all this, what I use, the open source, what to look at. We were talking about this on the NVIDIA calls, and I was explaining a lot. I was telling you guys about the moving to physical AI before even Jensen was bringing it up 2-3 weeks later. So yeah, but I think I got to get out the way a little and let people explore, and I think you'll be good. But yeah, we've been right alongside it all, man. I'm just worried. The premiums, the calls aren't that bad. I'm just worried when it goes up. I do. I think they're going to wash all the short terms, and then I think a big move up or down after the expiration. Because it is. Tomorrow's going to be the biggest option expiry ever. Started building your app. I have a journal full of ideas the past 10 years. Thank you for motivating me to get the ball rolling. Good work, baby. That's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like some of you already have ideas. Just start fucking around, bro. Just get your hands on an AI and tell it to do shit, bro. It will take you a long way. Like, you're no longer in the era of, like, I need to go buy a course, let me learn how to do it. Just fucking, if you could think it, tell it. And see what happens. That's all I've been doing, bro. And holy fuck. And like I'm saying, open source stuff, go look at it. Like I'm telling you, Hugging Face, you could see what a lot of people are working on, and you'll just see it. And people have already trained stuff, and that's what I'm saying. You could plug and play. That's awesome, but then depending on how serious you get with it, you're just gonna be like, you're constrained by the pre-training essentially, and whatever that comes with, whether it's good, bad, you agree with it or not. You know, my big problem that makes me want to do a lot is that I just don't agree. I like ideas and I like to see how it's done. I just understand the bias in a lot of things now. So, yeah, I just got to work around that, but it's going to probably cost a lot of power. I don't know how many witches tomorrow. It's just notional value, just the amount of what the options are worth. It's going to be a big one. I mean, I predicted some of this, but I didn't think it would play out like this, man. This is fucking insane. Because the dollar's still not moving. Nothing is. Dollar kind, maybe at the end of the day if they pump it, or like that's where all the action comes in. But and then McDonald's going up. Is that gonna be a safe haven? An RTX 38 gigabytes. I mean, I would just play it, get an idea before you buy anything. Please don't be these people who think buying something is gonna give you an idea. You know what I'm saying? And like play with it, because then that way you'll find out, because you don't want to waste your money now and then it's not even able to do what you wanted to do, and then it gets outdated. And then, because dude, I just bought it, my latest computer I bought is like low-key outdated already, and I spent a lot on it. So especially with how fast this stuff is moving, you're going to get things a lot better and a lot cheaper. So that's what I'm saying. Play around and start getting your idea and try bringing it to life, and then talk about equipment when you get constrained. You know what I'm saying? Once you run into that, then you'll be good to go. Yeah, so start seeing what you get out of it. Is gold liquidating? Gold's holding. See, the weird part about gold, it might be out of fear, but that's where like usually the dollar would come into play and be like, all right, homie, we good. Instead of getting that paper. A lot of the spreads are weird, but again, it's just highlighting that on the way, like calls are not down that much with time, but they're going to get killed if we don't go up fast. But they're not killing it on the 3% down. Not as much as if it's short on time. Yeah, no, there was one little relief rally, but I don't know if you could call that relief. Again, there was a whole host of things today, too. Yeah, no, Walmart was killer. I mean, like I said, any of the plays, too, if they're up, any panic plays, either make them free or push them for tomorrow, but I would have already made that decision. Back to value. I mean, we've been talking about it, but there's some good ones. I mean, some value did go down. I don't think TAP held up today. No, it did. But then Walmart was the real winner. But, you know, last couple weeks, I have been reminding you to watch those names that are already down. So I hope it helps. Well, dude, this just made Thursdays. Thursdays are usually bad this year, but this was probably the worst fucking Thursday. Very typical of them. But this was dramatic. Dog. I don't even think we've had a day similar like that. Maybe here, but even that day you bounced. Yeah, even the S&P's down 100 points. Where's that other one? So again, any of those free put plays, I'm still riding out the old ones from earlier in the week. They did very good. Let me see. That's one. So yeah, make anything free and then hold, decide, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, the spreads are still widening, these little fuckers. Well, dude, today was a weird day. Like, the fear today actually makes sense. But then, ironically, some of the fear indicators are not flashing. I mean, the market was already fearful here, so just continuing that. But that candle is hideous, dude. This is one of your biggest days in a minute. Again, was it October 10th? I know October 17th was a big day too, but you know how that day played out too. It wasn't that bad moving forward. So just imagine how surprised people will be if it's either gonna fucking get knocked tomorrow, or people are gonna act like nothing happened. That's gonna be the crazy part. You know, so just hope it still stays velocity wise that's up. Otherwise, it could go either way, man. And just, you know, welcome to 2018. I've been trying to tell y'all. I was hoping we would have got out of it, but, you know, there's definitely a lot of bumps in the road here. So, wrap it up, man. You got 10-minute rigged, all of this craziness, and bring it home. Instead of getting that paper. Yeah, there's no real reason. I mean, the jobs data was good today, too. Keep in mind, everybody thought the jobs data would be recessionary, and it wasn't. You did get a negative revision, but, I mean, it was nothing compared to actually how good the reports did. But then again, negative revisions aren't always good. But you got that a month ago, too, or 2 months ago. So, yeah, the reasoning, I mean, it's not too often you hear about sedition and the president calling for the death sentence. And then you had the GDP delay news. Then you had all the post-earnings NVIDIA reaction. And then you had a big ransomware attack that hit some of the largest companies. So there was a lot of things. That's why I'm saying just head on a swivel and just get ready. Either or, but then remember, like, that's why I keep making things free and taking some and holding some, just because it's probably not going to last. Or it'll last and then reverse, just like how the Netflix did, or the puts will go and then tomorrow they'll die and then the calls will go and then the next day the puts will come back and then the call is really going to test your emotions, and you better choose your frustration. A lot of value went up in the last hour, like Coke and Pepsi. I saw that. Both of them did. And then PG is up all day, man. That one actually did great. And then XBI was doing great until it didn't. Meet Kevin? That's what you pay for Locked In to watch Meet Kevin? So I'll make this, I'm gonna ban you so you could align your loyalties better. But respectfully, he's an idiot. So yeah, that's not, I don't think they're lying on their SEC report and the market sniffing that out, and that's insane actually. But I'd rather go with sedition, to be honest with you, but yeah, we're not. I'll make it easy. By banning you, you could go put more time to him, and then I think you'll make a better decision. There's no way you pay me to listen to that shit. You know, Meet Kevin didn't trade stocks until he watched me do it on YouTube and make a bag in 2020, right? Ask him. Ask all of them. But yeah, so just no, man, no. And I hope you didn't do any house hacking for a 4% return. You should have bought a treasury. That's real finance shit. .com. I mean, time is gonna be better, but you're not. Don't feel safe, brother. No, time won't save you. Watch, all that time is gonna get crushed if we don't get velocity on the upside. Well, that's what created some of this problem. I'm telling you, a lot of people didn't really trade or know the market. And then after 2020, they saw my channel and they thought I was like pumping. And then they're like, I could do this. And then they put a bunch of money and made money. And then before you knew it, everybody started living in perpetual present and just started just going and adopting the next thing after the next thing. But hey, when the real moments happen, I mean, you know what's up. So I told you earlier, best thing would do nothing. I mean, if you took any of the last call plays, they all hit. Sadly, I say that because they were small, and one of them went big. One of the Broadcoms actually went really big, but I'm making them free. If they flush tomorrow, we'll make a bag. But yeah, it's not and then the Walmart killed it. I'm surprised. I'm glad we didn't hesitate on that one. But still, it's just, you got to be careful. And it's not, the best idea is going to be nothing, because if they all get washed tomorrow, you're going to get pissed. I was explaining this a couple days ago on how it's just so frustrating, because I've lived through this. I've done this many times, especially 2018. Y'all have heard me say that so many times. So I think y'all are going to find out for real both what 2018 is, and then again, you're going to see maybe we get a washout of all the fake influencers, but either way, the Lord is with you. I'd repent and turn the right and get a long term. Remember, our long term is still outperforming on the year, might I add. I think just the nature of how this all played out is crazy. Got 4 minutes, man. There's your final 5, but nothing is reacting how it normally does, bro. Everything is just, this one was a weird one. But then again, once it's liquidation, it's not put panic, it's not buying for that. There's a fat expiration tomorrow, and the tide has pulled in heavy. So it's either going to keep pulling in or it's going to lead the other way. But you better hope so, because it could stop at a dime. And if that happens, that's going to wash the premiums hard. Yeah, now insurance plays are going up. A lot of staples are picking up later. Look, at staples are still pretty good. Some are flushing right there, the ones that just ran, because everyone's buying them. That's what happens. As everybody crowds them late in the day to hold for tomorrow, it's going to take... That's what happened the other day. Texas sues Bristol Myers and Sanofi. Yo, Texas General sues Bristol Myers and Sanofi for failing to disclose that Plavix does not work effectively for some patients. It's not reacting. Is that the COVID drug? SMY and BMY. Yeah, getting that paper. Just live here a long time. Oh, it's a blood thinner? Yeah, I feel like I've heard Plavix. Alright, man, but you guys know you only got a couple minutes. Finalize them all, baby. You don't even have a couple of minutes. You actually only have... I'm stalling. I'm a little too early. Hold on. We'll get there. I'm thinking of Paxlovid. Yep. Now, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. 1 minute. Go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, it's time to wrap it up. Bring it home. Finalize those plays. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Shares, options, futures, you're down 2.2, 4.7% from the top. And tomorrow it gets either a lot worse, or it's going to rip violently, or the worst case scenario, it just stops. So you better pray to God it goes left or right tomorrow. You better hope it don't do nothing, because if it does nothing, 3, 2, 1. Ding 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 ding. Horna, let's go, baby. Are you kidding me? What a day. What a day, Chatadonia. I need a GG in the chat. Oh, it's only gonna get crazier. That's it, man. What is tomorrow going to bring? But Chad, thank you for not getting banned today. You guys had little delay today, but then we had to raise it because some people got banned. But yeah, man, get ready. Dog, you can maybe Oceans it. I don't know, but
We did it, we made it, and these bitches hatin'. We did it, we made it, and these bitches
God
hatin'.
bless you. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you all for being real people. Thank you for upholding the character, the discipline, the law card. Thank you for focusing on the seed, my brother. That's all you gotta do.
I'm singing, I'm praising, my God is amazing. My dreams is accomplished, they're not complaining. They scheming, they plotting, but that did not faze me. Look like I'm homeless, ain't got me no job, but my car cost a home. Teach your ass not to judge. There's a lot I don't know, but I know, show some love. I'm so smart, I play dumb, rather have me the money and have me some fun, bitch. I'm back, I ain't done really rapping about fun.
Tonight, if I don't get injured in basketball.
Sit your ass in the day, what you learning the money. 1 meal a day, fuck your breaking your lunch, go for layups, start done. Someone say what I want, I get paid for my thoughts.
We'll be here tomorrow. You're not gonna want to miss it. I have big news tomorrow. It would have tripped you out if I told you in the beginning of the week. But I'm gonna tell you tomorrow near the bell. Okay, or maybe middle of the day. We'll see how you guys act. I need me to rock. You won't see me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. Yeah. That's a good one. You guys would have tripped. But tomorrow, you gotta remind me. I think I'll remember, though. It's kind of hard to forget now. So, yeah.
Treat this like my first. Treat this like my last.
Anything could work. Could happen slow or fast.
Smoking on that hope.
Smoking on that hope.
I bet was on the ropes, but we kept on bouncing back. Treat this like my first. Treat this like my last. Anything could work. Could happen slow or fast. Smoking on that hope. I'm gonna need an ounce of that. I bet was on the ropes, but we kept on bouncing back. Treat this like my first. Treat this like my last. Anything could work. Could happen slow or fast. Smoking on that hope. I'm gonna need an ounce of that. I bet was on the ropes, but we kept on bouncing back. Shout out to my rhymes. Help me do this right. The Lord control the fire, but you can roll the dice. I care more about the ownership, I don't care about the price. You think I was a loner, I just don't really waste time. Nah, you comment, I commit. Take some notes and grab a pen. Money don't make you a man. Lose some friends, think you the man. People love to play pretend, love to play the middleman. Love to say that they your friend, but where they at when it's the end? I know everything I do would never be enough, but that ain't stopped me from developing and always showing up. They always love to say what's up before they ask me for some stuff, but I built this shit on love and I ain't never expected none. There's a lot of things I should be showing off. All in God, this a war. You should see my battle scars. Trying to be the richest man of Babylon. Tag along. Hope you say that 10% and bought a home. Gone.
Yeah, dog. Believe me, it's not a song. It's information. I want to tell you, but I can't tell you. That's the problem. With great power comes great responsibility, Spider-Man. Because if I tell you, it's going to fuck you up. You remember, I already tested this out. You don't remember like a month ago when I said the same thing and I told you something and I said, don't let it fuck you up, and then you guys let it fuck you up? And that's what I'm saying. And then all they did was kept asking me questions about it. It changes everything. I can't, so believe me, I really want to tell you, but I can't. I ain't even tell. I think the only person I told was my mama. That was it. I was the only person I'm allowed to tell is my mama. No one else, though. Even my dad asked me. I said, I can't tell you, bro. I said, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell. Even my girl, I said, I can't tell you. You're a spy. I said, why would I tell a spy, son? That's it. I played a spy. I ain't going to tell a spy. That's crazy. So, yeah, but don't worry. You'll be here tomorrow, right? I could tell you tomorrow. That's it. You got to let the options expire. Let them all expire, brother. That's it, man. That's great power. Comes great responsibility. Shout out to Blackwell. This power is a power. You get it? It requires a lot of power, Batman. What I told you. It's fraudulent. No, it's not, you fucking. What's wrong with you guys? What happened to y'all? Okay, I still like Michael Burry. Michael Burry's actually smart. I actually, I respect his intelligence. That's it, I think he plays it very similar. I don't think he even went that big. I like his hedge. Like if you, again, even today, when I was telling you guys, just go small. Especially if you're not fucking top ticking the random 3% sell-off, you go small, like they could balloon. And that's going to be good for you, especially if you monetize it and then that shit bounces, you're not going to regret it. But chasing the big ones, you're going to get fucking steamrolled. Again, even the late stage plays would have hit, man, but at the same time, it would have been nice if you went big, but you also got to think a couple steps ahead for when it randomly is going to do whatever it wants to do. So either way, man, God is good. I hope you had a good day. And I don't know, you might be a little more excited for tomorrow, the rest of the week, the weekend. Oh my goodness. So Chattadonia, God bless you. And God bless America. Thank you for your time. Shout out the veterans. And finger to the sky. To God be the glory. And through the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. May the Lord be with you. Go to the secret place tonight. That's it, man. And I hope you don't get distracted. Please don't get distracted. Plant the seed. Just plant the seed. And that's it, dog. And are you going to get back up, or are you going to stay down? Are you righteous, or are you wicked? If they say you're wicked, are you going to believe it and stay down, or are you going to say nope and get right back up? It's up to you. I can't choose. Only you can. You have that authority, human. God ain't going to make you do it. The devil ain't going to make you do it. Nobody you are going to make you do it. So Chad, God bless you all. And I hope you had fun today. And get ready for tomorrow and tonight. And peace out.
It's a call, baby. Feels like it's gonna be a good day. Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that, that's ours, why wait, be great, that's that, no way, we changed, what's the plan, that's that, on my way, that's the play, new game, that's that, can't believe they missed it on my kindness, I can't believe they forsake all the guidance, I can't believe they couldn't see the timing, Father, think we should remind us. I'm free, no strings, no chains, that's that. One God, one king, one way, that's that. Sovereign, supreme, what you know about that? One thing before you leave, please don't come back. Never needed them, you needed Jesus. I'd rather have no friends and hang with demons. Your brother gonna show up when he needed, but can the two still walk with that agreement? Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that, that's ours, why wait, be great, that's that, no way, we change, what's the plan, it for the gods. What's the matter? Thought you knew about the laws. Long term. It's a cult, baby. I don't think I'm God, I just know he on my side. Complaining all the time, I could tell he didn't buy. And even look him in the eye and I could tell it was a lie. They don't pick him up, but I be still dropping dimes. Speaking of a dime, say that 10%. Already had It's the best time of year, Chad. God bless you. Hey, Merry Christmas.